A pleasant good evening, everyone, as we wrap up a four-game series here in High Point, North Carolina. The Lancaster Barnstormers just getting through the first half and trying to get things set up for next Friday night when everything starts anew in a series against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. For the High Point Rockers, though, a very hot and heavy pennant race in progress here in the first half. They trail Long Island by 2, Somerset by a game and a half. High Point has all the tiebreakers. It's interesting down the stretch. The Rockers, with just 3 games left in the half, they play the Barnstormers tonight, Somerset the next 2, and then the first game against Somerset, the first game of the second half for High Point, will be the third game of the Somerset series over the weekend. It's very intriguing in both divisions. The Barnstormers have the chance to play spoilers for the York Revolution over the weekend, as York has climbed to within a game and a half now of the Sugar Land Skeeters here in the Freedom Division. And unless the Revs lose tonight to the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and the Sugar Land should happen to beat the Long Island Ducks this evening, that race will still be ongoing as we head into the 3-game weekend series. The Barnstormers would have the opportunity to knock York out over the weekend. York will have the chance to win the first half over the weekend at home or at Clipper Magazine Stadium for the finale of that series. Tonight for the Barnstormers, it will be Kyle Davies on the hill, the right-hander with a record of 4 wins, 5 losses, and his earned run average 3.41 coming in. He has gone 7 or more innings, 7 out of his last 8 starts. He has been a stalwart in the rotation for manager Ross Peoples, but he has lost his last 3 decisions, including a 4-1 defeat here at High Point a couple of weeks ago. Seth Simmons will make the start for the Rockers tonight. Simmons has had an up and down year. He got abused by the Barnstormers in his first start of the season, giving up 6 runs in 3 2/3 innings. Then he had a stretch of 4 straight wins where he allowed only 2 runs in 27 innings. But lately, things have not gone all that well for Simmons. He's 0-2 with a 6.5 ERA over his last 4 starts. The numbers, when all put together in this roller coaster ride of a season, 5-4, and Simmons has a 4.34 earned run average. It's been an exciting series here. We've seen a pair of 9th-inning rallies, 1 by each ball club, and last night we had twin no-hitters going into the 5th inning. Jonathan Albaladeo still had his going into the bottom of the 6th, but an error and then 4 base hits. High Point scored 4 runs the Barnstormers could not overcome here last night. The High Point manager, new to the Atlantic League, but the manager of the Rockland Boulders for several years. He had a lot of success there, is former minor league infielder Jamie Keefe. Jamie, my guest tonight on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. We'll be back in just a moment on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Like craft beers? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right. Celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries and product from a local winery. Food is sold off a pub-style menu. And new for 2019, there will be a trivia contest every Saturday evening beginning at 5, hosted by Cheaters Never Prosper. So get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with the Barnstormers game.
Wow, season 15. Can you believe it? Gockenauer Appliance is proud to be back partnering with your Lancaster Barnstormers again this season, and has been since day one. We are also proud to be celebrating our 70th year of business this season and wanted to thank all of you for your support and business over all these years. I'll be back after the Dugout Report to tell you about some great offers and giveaways we have for you during this 15th season of Barnstormers Baseball.
Welcome back to tonight's edition of the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Joining me is the manager of the High Point Rockers, Jamie Keefe. And Jamie, this almost has to be a dream season here in High Point for you guys. I mean, you come in, you don't really have a nucleus to build from. You have to put together a team from scratch, but it's gone very well.
It has. We've been lucky. Billy and I really worked really hard on trying to get that clubhouse built the way we want it to, and then hopefully everything on the field would take care of itself, and so far so good.
When you were building your ball club, did you have a feel for this ballpark, or did you come into this blind and just happen to have a ball club that fits this place pretty well?
I think really looking at it, we knew that we needed pitchers that weren't necessarily going to be strikeout guys, that were going to be guys that would let the ball get put in play. It's a big ballpark, plays big in the gaps, and really build ourselves around the nucleus of our defense, making sure we're strong behind the plate, strong up the middle, and so far so good. The guys defensively have been outstanding for us, and that's really, in my eyes, why we've been able to stay in games all year.
Yeah, at least when we've been here, the ball seems to travel extremely well, especially to left field. And you guys have taken certainly advantage of that, at least against us.
Yeah, if you pitch down the lines, you're going to have problems here. But if you play to the middle of the ballpark, you certainly can have success. It's awfully big in those gaps, like I said. And, anything left of the scoreboard in right field, I say if it's to the right of the scoreboard, it flies. If it's to the left of the scoreboard, it dies. And, if you pitch, like I said, the big part of the ballpark, you'll have success and keep the ball on the ground. The rest of the ballpark, you're going to really see yourself go deep into ball games. And that's what we've been able to do with our starters.
Have there been any ill effects of playing on turf every day? You hear sometimes it's tough on the joints. Have you experienced any of that?
There is no doubt. My ball club is certainly not young, and the older guys feel it. By the time a 6 or 7 game homestand or 6 or 7 game homestand is getting towards the end, you need to give a guy like Gomez and maybe sometimes a guy like Leidendorf an inning or two off. Got to have those guys in the lineup, got to have those guys on the field. But if you can get an inning or two where they don't have to go out in the field and play, it certainly can, suit us well as we get down the stretch here of the first half.
You've had a solid lineup throughout, and you've had to patch it back together at times. You've had some guys leave, some contracts get purchased, and you've been able to find guys. Again, you've got experience in independent baseball. Billy's got a lot of experience in independent baseball, so the connections are there.
Yeah, the connection's been great. I can't thank him enough for what he's been able to do between he and I. We make 4 or 5 phone calls and we can get a body in here, and it's just been we've been lucky. Yeah, let's be honest, we've been very lucky. The guys that we brought in here, our number one thing is making sure they're a good person, and number 2, can they play? And we've been very lucky with the guys that we brought in here. We've got great human beings on our ball club and really good baseball players, and they're here for one reason. They're here to win, and if their numbers, bode well enough for them to get picked up, then that's what's going to happen. And we've been lucky enough to get a few guys out of here so far, and we've had guys like, Quincy Lattimore that get an opportunity early to go to Mexico. They let him go. He wanted to come back, and those are big things for us too, guys that want to come back, and that's meant a lot to us. And, really excited to go to the ballpark, really excited to go to the ballpark every single day and be with these guys and rally up at 7 o'clock and be ready to go.
The whole purpose of the existence of this ballpark and this franchise is to rebuild a city that only operates 2 weeks out of the year and try to diversify this city a little bit. And you started to see last night looked terrific in here that the community is beginning to embrace this project.
Yeah, I think that people were excited for the ballpark to be open. Obviously, the first week of the season, we drew very well. We've drawn. I don't want to say we've drawn great, but we haven't drawn terribly. We only have 4,200 seats in this ballpark, and we've been averaging right around that 2,000, 2,200 mark, which has been good. Our Monday and Tuesdays have been a lot better than we expected, so we have a chance to grow. But last night was special. Tonight's going to be outstanding. And I think, it's taken that first half for people to really realize, like, hey, we do have something special here in the ballpark. And we got a pretty good team to go along with it. So hopefully, the area has grabbed onto us. The locals have really shown a ton of respect for the athletes that have been here, and they come out and support the guys each and every day. And it's nice to see the older community really coming out to the ballpark. And I think that now that we know, that people that have lived here for a long time, we have the support of them. I think the younger crowd is going to start coming out as well.
And the excitement of a first half race, you've still got to catch the Long Island Ducks. You can't help yourself with them. You can with Somerset. You do have the tiebreaker in your favor, which does help. But you doing much scoreboard watching these days?
Oh, of course. I think post game every night. There's not much we can do. We just have to go out and win ball games. Obviously you guys squeaked one out on us the other night, and that one was very painful. But there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about the ones that we've lost. All we can do is just look forward and take care of today for the next 3 days. And whatever happens. We're gonna play every game like it's the 7th game of the World Series till this half's over. And again, whatever happens. There's nothing we can do about it. We've had a good first half. Certainly not where we want to be because we want to win the first half, but we still have an outside chance, and we'll just go out and play baseball and have fun doing it.
Yeah, it's been some series. 9th inning rallies the first 2 nights. Last night we had a dual no-no going through 4 innings, and you guys had that big bottom of the 6th, and we couldn't catch up.
Let me just say, though, it was really good to see Jonathan back. Somebody that's been around a game for a long time and has put his work in to get back, and really good to see him come back last night. I told him after the 5th inning that was enough. We after the 4th and 5th between innings when I was walking by him, we can get a hit. That's okay, Jonathan. It's all right. We do need to score some runs tonight, Got a good smile out of him. It was nice to see him back out, and that's huge for you guys going into that second half. So excited to see him out there. And, both pitchers, Demasi was outstanding last night too. And it's just nice to get those good pitching performances here at this ballpark and show these people good baseball.
Well, Jamie, thanks for taking time out. Good luck over the weekend against Somerset. We'll leave us out of that equation tonight, but good luck over the weekend, and maybe the chips fall where they do in this first half in the Liberty division.
Well, we appreciate it, and thanks to you guys. We opened up with you guys, and you guys made it really special for us to start, and it's been a special first half for us, and we look forward to seeing you guys right after the break.
Jamie Keefe joining me tonight on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. I'll be back with these starting lineups in just a moment here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Hi, Adam Gockenauer back with you again to tell you about some of the great offers we have for you all season long. Stop in every day to register for a team-signed Barnstormers jersey. No purchase necessary. One lucky winner will win this very special jersey at the end of the season. Did you know we also have the best deals on the full line of Weber gas grills? Hey, mention this ad and receive free delivery on every Weber grill you purchase during the season. The best brands at the best prices, Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a place with thousands of stories to be told. It's a place to relive baseball's greatest moments and share them with future generations. It's a place to experience the game and how it has shaped our history. Cooperstown is a destination with something for the entire family. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your trip to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown at baseballhall.org.
Time for the national anthem here at BB&T Point. We'll send you down to the field for our opening ceremonies.
Tonight by Woodman Life, proud partner of the High Point Rockers. Helping present the flag today are members of the High Point University Summer Advantage Program. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor America and those who protect her both at home and abroad. And join us in the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Luke Cecil. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Very well done tonight here at BB&T Point. The Lancaster Barnstormers wrapping up a 4-game series against the High Point Rockers, and a bit of a different look at the top of the order for the Barnstormers tonight. Devon Torrance has the opportunity to lead off and play center field. The shortstop batting second is Michael Martinez. Dan Gamache at second base is batting third. The cleanup batter is the designated hitter Caleb Gindel. Joe Ternaslovich is batting fifth. He is in right. The left fielder Andrew Applin is in the number 6 slot. Casey Hobson is batting seventh. He is the first baseman for the Barnstormers tonight. Josh Bell will hit 8th and play third. Parker Morin is doing the catching and batting 9th against the right-hander Seth Simmons. Kyle Davies on the hill for the Barnstormers, 4 and 5 coming in. For High Point this evening, Steven Cardullo leads off in right field. Miles Schroeder, the center fielder, is batting second. Tyler Ladendorf will be batting third. He has shortstop duties tonight. Quincy Lattimore is the cleanup batter and left fielder. First baseman batting fifth is Sergi Rosa. The designated hitter batting sixth is Richie Schaefer. Hector Gomez at third base batting seventh. Michael Russell will make another start at second base. He is batting eighth. And Matthew Jones again works behind the plate for the Rockers. He is batting ninth. Seth Simmons 5 and 4 on the season, taking the hill tonight for the host High Point Rockers. Play-by-play baseball on what's turned out to be a lovely evening here in North Carolina comes your way next on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
The constant energy, the tight turns and bustle of the city. Some survive it, others were made to conquer it. The first ever Lexus UX and UX F-Sport crossovers are crafted for those who were made for the city. UX, starting at $32,000. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
MSRP excludes delivery, processing, and handling fee of $1,025, which may be subject to change at any time. Excludes taxes, title, license, and optional equipment. Dealer price will vary.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Devon Torrance leads off for the Barnstormers here tonight. The first delivery from Seth Simmons, high for a ball, 1-0. Simmons has worked 64 in the third innings over 12 starts, allowing just 54 hits, 31 earned runs. He has walked 28, struck out 44. And Devon looks at another pitch upstairs, ball 2-0. Simmons, a 5'9" right-hander from nearby Winston-Salem. Goes 178 pounds. He is 31 years of age. Outside, Torrance works ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. Devon with the opportunity to bat in the leadoff spot tonight. Everybody else moving down a bit in the order. 3 balls and nothing. I'm sure the bat will stay glued to the shoulder. Here's the motion and the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. It is 3-1. The plate umpire tonight, first time we have seen this gentleman, a man by the name of Benny Pigg. The first base umpire, Terrence Jones. Justin Burton is over at third. Here's the 3-1, and that is ball 4 inside and low. Torrance aboard with the leadoff walk, and it can be deadly to walk Darian Sanford to start off a ball game, and the next best thing as far as the Barnstormers are concerned is to have Torrance on at first with a leadoff walk. Devon is 10 for 11, stealing bases on the year. Shortstop Michael Martinez now settling into the batter's box. Martinez batting .280 for the year. He has 4 home runs, 28 runs batted in. Michael hitless last night. Dan Gamache, the second baseman in the on-deck circle. Simmons working out of the stretch, delivers to Martinez, and he is high. He's missed with 5 out of 6 at the outset of the game. Playing behind him on defense, Hector Gomez is at third. The shortstop is Tyler Ladendorf. At second base, Michael Russell via Sergi Rosa is over at first. Quincy Lattimore in left. Miles Schroeder in center. Stephen Cardullo is the right fielder. And it is high once again. 2 balls and no strikes. The count to Martinez. Lancaster being given an opportunity at the outset of the game here tonight as Simmons has missed with 6 out of his 7 pitches so far. For the most part, they've been above the zone. First 2 to Torrance were. The first 2 to Martinez have been. Infield set, double play depth. The outfield straightaway. Torrance takes off. The pitch is a called strike. The throw to second is not in time. Torrance with steal number 11 for the year. The Barnstormers move a runner into scoring position. 2-1, the count to the shortstop Martinez, switch hitter, batting from the left side of the plate. Michael drove in the first Barnstormers run of the game last night with a sacrifice fly, but they controlled him better than they usually do in this stadium. He has 2 home runs here, a couple of singles in the Tuesday night ball game. Time called. Matt Jones and Seth Simmons need to get together on signs. And that's the only thing that can be discussed on a mound visit. It's too dangerous not to allow that. If the pitcher and catcher are not on the same page in terms of the signals, really bad things, including injuries to the home plate umpire, could occur. Torrance, the runner at second base. Martinez batting 2 balls and a strike. Simmons checks the runner. And to Michael, it is off the outside corner for ball 3, 3-1. Dan Gamache in the on-deck circle. Defense remains straight away against Martinez. Simmons had trouble with walks when he started against the Barnstormers on April 28th. Now Martinez hits a high fly ball to right center field. Schroeder and Cardullo both over. Cardullo will make the catch. Tagging off second is Torrance. He will easily advance to third. Not even an attempt at a throw. Martinez with a productive out. 1 away. Dan Gamache, the second baseman, will step in. Dan has cooled off over the last week or two. He's still batting above 300. A single in the 9th inning for him got him back above 300 last night. He has 5 home runs, 42 runs banded in on the year. At the ball, not as lively off his bat here the last week or two. He's had to settle mostly for singles. Here's the motion, the pitch. Gamache with a fly ball to right center field. This is being chased down by Schroeder. He is there for the catch. Tagging and racing home is Torrance. He comes home on the sacrifice fly. Gamache will pick up his 43rd run batted in of the season. Barnstormers have hit the ball well. The last 2 batters, nothing has fallen in, but they've been good enough to bring the run home. Caleb Gindel, the designated hitter, will step in. Caleb at 298 now with 8 home runs and 47 driven in. 1-0 Barnstormers at the outset of the night. Simmons goes to work on Gindel. Caleb looks at a strike across at the knees. It is 0-1. Martinez and Gamache both with deep fly balls toward right center field tonight. For the first time in the games we've been at High Point, the wind is actually blowing in. We had some thunderstorms pass through the area this afternoon, and originally the forecast was for on and off storms through the evening. They have now pretty much taken that out of the picture. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gindel here. 2 outs, and the bases are vacant. The pitch low. Just missing was Simmons. It is 2 balls and a strike. The Barnstormers have made the most out of the leadoff walk, getting Torrance all the way around without a base hit. Gindel turns on a pitch and drills it into the net well down the right field line. Caleb also broke his bat on it. That one will be handed back for future use as a gift to somebody. No longer usable in a baseball game. 2-2 to Caleb Gindel. Gindel has done well against the Rockers. .417 batting average with 11 runs banded in the season series. High Point leading that season series 7 games to 2. Here is the kick and the pitch by Simmons off speed, and Gindel swings over the top and misses. Then the Barnstormers produce the first run. They get it without a base hit, no errors, nobody was left on base. The leadoff walk turns into gold for the Lancaster Barnstormers, and at the end of a half, Lancaster won and High Point coming up.
Rockers fans, get on your feet and get loud.
Remove the wrong piece and the whole structure might fall apart. No, I'm not talking about the Barnstormers lineup. I'm talking about the life-size Jenga game that is part of the Subaru outdoor experience down the right field line at Clipper Magazine Stadium. There's ping pong, huge dice to roll, and more. Trivia contests take place before every Saturday home game. Group bookings are available, so enjoy the games while at the game and come to the Subaru outdoor experience just below the Broken Bat deck.
Hi, this is Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Make your plans today to visit Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Reconnect with your memories of the game and make new memories with your family. Check out baseballhall.org today for more information.
Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there, Joe.
National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, preserving history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations.
The Barnstormers start tonight goes to right-hander Kyle Davies. It's his 12th. He has covered 71 1/3 innings, allowing 71 hits but only 20 walks, 27 earned runs. Davies is 4-5 with a 3.41 earned run average. He is facing Steven Cardullo leading off for the Rockers. Dribbler right side. Charging in is the second baseman Gamache. He has the play, and Cardullo, who has sat out the last couple of nights, pulled up well short of the first base bag. He was hit by Buddy Bauman leading off the game here 3 nights ago. We haven't seen much of him since then. And didn't appear like he was completely comfortable running out that leadoff dribbler in the direction of Dan Gamache. One away, Miles Schroeder, the center fielder, stepping in. Schroeder at 271. He has 5 home runs. He's driven in 27, including 2 on a double last night, and 10 overall against Lancaster pitching. On the inside corner from the bearded Kyle Davies, the veteran, 35 years of age, from McDonough, Georgia. Davies comes back. The next pitch is popped up foul and out of play. Kyle works ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. Josh Bell at third, Michael Martinez at short, Dan Gamache at second, and Casey Hobson at first for the Barnstormers tonight, with Andrew Applin in left field. Devon Torrance playing center. Joe Terdoslavich is in right. Swing and a miss. Schroeder chased a pitch up in his eyes. Davies with the strikeout, his 50th of the season with 2 gone. The shortstop Tyler Leidendorf will come to the plate. Leidendorf is a 262 hitter with 9 home runs, 34 runs batted in. Parker Morin catching once again this evening. Second day in a row he's been back there. Here is the motion, and the delivery, a strike to the outer part of the plate from Davies. It is 0-1. Kyle Davies prides himself on his ability to work quickly and throw strikes. He comes back with a breaking ball, this time missing. It was upstairs, ball 1, strike 1. Barnstormers put a run on the board in the top of the inning, parlaying a leadoff walk into a run without a base hit. The pitch is low and skips past Morin. 2 balls and a strike. And pitches like that we'll be discussing in a few more days. 2-1, ground ball toward the middle. That gets through cleanly. Leidendorf with a single. Quincy Lattimore, the left fielder, coming up to the plate. Lattimore at 289 with 9 homers, 36 runs batted in. Barnstormers expected to get back to Clipper Magazine Stadium somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 o'clock in the morning, and then tomorrow night we'll be taking on the York Revolution and what promises to be a very important series, at least at the beginning for York. In the dirt, a ball. Good stop made by Morin. Ball one, no strikes. Lattimore, slightly closed stance, and that is very slight. Up toward the plate, swing and a miss by Lattimore, a man who has spent a good deal of time in Mexico, including some this year at Quintana Roo, which somehow sounds like it belongs in Australia. To the inside corner, good looking slider. Davies working ahead 1-2. Leidendorf, the runner at first base. He has stolen 4 without being caught. It's being held by Casey Hobson. Lancaster up a run. And Davies will fire over to first base. Leidendorf returns easily. Lattimore played to pull. Torrance cheating well toward left center. Gindel far off the line and right. The pitch is low. This one does scoot away from Morin and rolls all the way to the front of the Barnstormers dugout. A wild pitch, likely to be charged there. We'll get the official ruling in a little bit, but I'm going to write that one in as a wild pitch. A base hit could tie the game now. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Quincy Lattimore with 2 outs, and Leidendorf able to advance into scoring position. Davies and the Barnstormers certainly do not want to give that run right back. They won't. Strike 3 called. A breaking ball to the outer edge, and Davies is able to chalk up his second strikeout of the inning. No runs on a hit with no errors. 1 man left for the High Point Rockers. We're through 1 tonight here in North Carolina. The Barnstormers leading 1-0.
Like craft beers? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right. Celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries and product from a local winery. Food is sold off a pub-style menu. And new for 2019, there will be a trivia contest every Saturday evening beginning at 5, hosted by Cheaters Never Prosper. So get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with the Barnstormers game.
Tuxedo Tour and Travel. If you want to be there, we'll get you there. New York, Washington, D.C. We service all casinos, day trips, or multi-day excursions. Lebanon's #1 tour bus company, providing monthly casino trips. Sands of Bethlehem, Resort of Atlantic City, Mohegan Sun of Pocono Downs. Go to www.tuxedotour.com or give us a call, 717-269-3124.
We go to the top of the second. Joe Terdoslavich leading off for the Barnstormers. Last night, the first night off that Joe has had this season. It was the only time he has not been in the starting lineup. Well-deserved rest. Terdoslavich's numbers had started to slide downward. So Ross Peoples giving him the night off. 274 hitter overall, a dozen home runs. And he has driven in 43. Fastball is upstairs to him from Seth Simmons. Simmons got himself into harm's way last inning by missing upstairs and falling behind the first 2 batters he faced. Ball 1, no strikes. Terdoslavich swings and gets underneath, lifting a towering fly ball to right field over toward right center. Cardillo is there. That is the third putout for the outfielders in the last 4 batters. Andrew Applin now stepping in. Andrew has a pair of hits and a run batted in. Ross giving him the opportunity in this series to play every day, figuring that Applin will be a key component to the second half, and Ross wants to make sure that he's ready to go. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Applin batting, Casey Hobson waits on deck. Simmons facing a lineup that is entirely left-handed against him. Fastball in for a strike called. Applin bats at 1-1, 1 out, nobody on here in the second inning. This seems more to be a right-handed hitter. Keefe about that earlier. Foul ball back. 1-2 on Andrew. And he couldn't plan for that. You don't know until you actually enter a facility how the wind currents are going to go. But most nights the flags are pointed out toward left field. And the ball really does travel in that direction here. Swing and a miss. Applin becomes the second strikeout victim for Simmons. Casey Hobson, the first baseman, checking in. Casey at 238. He has 11 home runs. He has knocked in 40 on the year. Jamie Keefe told us that to the right of the big video and scoreboard out in right center field, to the right of that ball travels, to the left it doesn't. Hobson hit a ball off of it earlier in the series. Casey takes a strike. Simmons gets ahead 0-1. The right-hander is set down 5 in a row, 3 on reasonably deep fly balls and 2 on strikes. Lancaster leading 1-0 here in the second inning. Swing and a miss. Hobson went for broke against a breaking ball. 2 strikes from Simmons with 2 outs in the inning. Josh Bell waits on deck. Beautiful night it has turned out to be. It is overcast for the most part here in High Point. The sun peeking out from among the clouds at the moment. Fastball is inside, 1-2. And because of the storms that came through this afternoon, it has not gotten as hot as it had been the past couple of days. It climbed into the 90s the last 2 today, maybe topped out in the mid to upper 80s. Swing and a miss. Hobson is gone. Brushed it foul. It was held by Jones. Third strikeout for Seth Simmons, who's really not a big strikeout pitcher. Nothing across in the top of the second inning for Lancaster. We're done with 1.5. Lancaster leading 1-0.
Fans, the Cricket Wireless Roll of Honor.
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team, and through training, preparing, working together like a team, in an emergency, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. It's time you stepped up to bat to hit a home run for your local Lancaster County Fire Company. Go to becomeafirefighter.org, sign up, and take a swing for the fences. Join the Lancaster County Fire Service team.
Enjoy baseball and stay in shape. The Lancaster Barnstormers have a great package for our more experienced fans to do both. The Silver Stormers package is open to all fans 55 and above. Get a ticket to all Tuesday home games. Take a walk around our beautiful stadium during the day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And get a Silver Stormers t-shirt to sport to all of these events. The Silver Stormers is presented by A&E Audiology and Hearing Aid Center. Sign up today at the stadium or at LancasterBarnstormers.com.
The bottom of the second inning is brought to you by Crescent Ford.
We have Sergey Rosa, the one true left-handed batter that is in Jamie Keefe's batting order, leads off here in the second inning. Paul Lean, first baseman, bats against Kyle Davies. The first pitch bounced toward the middle, and that is gloved by Martinez, who makes a desperation throw, and it's in time. Oh my. Michael Martinez going into shallow center field, the other side of the second base bag, got there and just heaved the ball almost without looking on line to Hobson, just in time to get Rosa, who does not run well. 1 out, and a brilliant play. Put a star by that one in the scorebook for Michael Martinez. Here is Richie Schaefer, the designated hitter, 262 with 13 home runs on the year. Martinez went a long way to get there and made a brilliant play, breaking ball to the inside corner for strike one on Schaefer. It didn't look like he had a chance. It appeared the ball was by him and threw into center field. Somehow, Martinez, with that last-ditch stretch, got there. 1-1, swing and a miss. Big cut by Schaefer. Ball 1 and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting outfielder in the lineup tonight as the designated hitter for the Rockers. Kyle Davies into the line. He is down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Richie Schaefer spent some time in the major leagues after coming out of Clemson University. He was a big star for the Tigers. The offering, swing and a miss at a fastball. It was up and away. That is strikeout number 3 for Kyle Davies. 2 gone tonight in the second inning, and the batter will be the third baseman, Hector Gomez. Gomez and Schroeder have just tortured the Barnstormers pretty much throughout the season. But last night, Lancaster found the ticket to Gomez to some extent. He was 0 for 4. He takes a ball down low here. It is 1-0. 2 outs, nobody on. In the lower half of the second, the Barnstormers leading 1-0 without the benefit of a base hit. Next pitch to Gomez. Fastball through for a strike called. It's 1-1. Kyle Davies is at least halfway home to McDonough, Georgia, while we're here in High Point. So he drove, and he's going to pay a visit at home for a few days. Will not be with the ball club, as I understand, over the weekend, but Lancaster arguably shouldn't need him. Gomez pulls a soft fly ball out the left, off balance. On comes Applin for an easy catch. 1-2-3. It started with a magnificent play up the middle by Michael Martinez. Nothing across in the lower half of the second inning. We're at the end of 2. The Barnstormers still up 1-0.
Happy birthday, Caroline.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Lancaster's 1-0 lead carries over into the top of the third. Josh Bell will lead off. He'll be followed by Parker Morin and Devon Torrance. Lancaster has had only one base runner. That was Torrance leading off with a walk, and thanks to his wheels and a couple of deep fly balls, the Barnstormers were able to work him around to score the run. Josh Bell leads off here. Switch hitter batting left, and the offering is at the top of the zone for a strike called. It's 0-1. Josh down to 188 with a home run and 11 runs batted in. Next offering, well off the inside corner for a 1-1 strike count. Bell has had corners of the strike zone picked at all year. He's just having one of those years where he always seems to be behind in the count. Not here. Fastball up and in. It is 2-1 to Bell. Parker Morin in the on-deck circle. Again, everybody is batting left-handed tonight against Seth Simmons. You don't run into that very often. 2-1. Bell looks at ball 3 off the outside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. He's trying to get on to start the third inning. Simmons with the big leg kick, the pitch way inside and low. Bell lays the bat down, tosses gear aside, and heads to first with the base on balls to start the inning. Parker Morin will come to the plate. Morin hitless last night, but .299 on the year with 2 home runs and 11 driven in. Parker, not a guy who puts together long hitting streaks seemingly, but when he gets it going on any given night, he's can be good for 2, 3, and in one case this year, 4 hits in a game. Batting behind Bell, big hole open on the right side. Simmons comes set, and Morin takes a pitch upstairs for a ball. It is 1-0, a very similar start to the first inning when Simmons walked Devon Torrance, and the Barnstormers were able to work him around with the game's only run to this point. Simmons comes set. Morin gets ball 2, far high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, Simmons trying to get his season back on an upswing. 0-2 over his last 4 starts. Former San Diego farmhand is Simmons. Here's the pitch, driven the other way by Morin. This will travel back, goes Lattimore onto the warning track. He makes the catch before bouncing into the wall. Returning to first is Bell. Morin took that a good 330 feet to the opposite field, just not quite enough. The wind actually has shifted and has started to blow right to left, the normal direction in this ballpark. Back to the top of the order, Devon Torrance stepping in. Lancaster has had an odd night at the plate. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 4 pretty deep fly balls. Still without a hit to Torrance. Fastball right through for a called strike. It is 0-1. Lancaster up by a run here in the third inning. Simmons shaking off Jones. Now they get together. Bell leads off first. Again, Torrance with a gaping hole open on the right side of the diamond. He'll take a ball high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Middle infielders looking to turn 2. It will be tough against Devon Torrance. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Line toward the left side. Again, hit well. Again, playable for Lattimore. That is the second out of the inning. Lancaster can't get anything to fall. Everything is middle to deep, but not deep enough. Still without a hit, despite hitting some balls pretty loudly. 2 gone. Martinez the batter. Michael flied out to deep right center. Caught by Cardullo back in the first inning. Bell leads off first. He's still there. Simmons to Martinez, and the fastball is outside for ball 1. The infielders really didn't even bother to show up tonight. They didn't need to. They haven't been involved at all except holding the runner. Michael Martinez taking up and away, and the count works into his favor. 2 balls and no strikes. That could Stormers infielders. Heck of a play made by Michael Martinez against Sergi Rosa in the bottom of the second inning. Martinez swings and misses at a nasty breaking ball. It dove down and in. That was the same pitch that struck out Gindel in the first and Hobson in the second. Simmons using it here to get back into the hunt. 2 balls, 1 strike. The offering, Martinez pulls it out the right field again. This time Cardullo will charge in to make the catch. 6 putouts for the trio of outfielders behind Seth Simmons tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left in the top half of inning number 3. We're through 2.5 tonight. The Barnstormers are up 1-0.
There's a new force in town. Know any young baseball fans? Make sure they're a part of the Storm Force Kids Club presented by Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids receive 12 field box tickets. To go with the tickets, the Storm Force members will get a backpack, a t-shirt, an invitation to Silo's birthday party, and a chance to meet Barnstormer players over a bowl of ice cream, plus a lot more. What's better than that? Sign up at LancasterBarnstormers.com or stop by the stadium to get those kids involved.
Picking one thing over the other can be hard.
Oh, toast or avocado toast?
Ooh, 4 or 5-inch heels.
But with Pick Games from the Pennsylvania Lottery, drawn twice daily, picking's as easy as 2, 3, 4, or 5. Plus, add Wild Ball to any Pick Game for even more chances to win. It's simple.
Hey, what'll it be? Give me a pick 2, please. Oh, and add Wild Ball. I'm feeling pretty lucky.
Play Pick Games today from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Second baseman Michael Russell leading off the bottom half of the third inning, able to hold on a pitch up and in. Ball 1, no strikes to him. 1-0 Barnstormers. Lancaster still without a base hit. The Barnstormers did not have a hit last night until the 5th inning. Ground ball to the shortstop. This one easy for Martinez. He sails the throw across the diamond. 1 out, 5 in a row. Set down by Davies with 1 out. Matt Jones, the catcher, steps in. Jones batting only .195, but he's been far more impressive than that in this series. The last couple of nights, he has gone 2 out of 6, a double. He has driven in 2 runs. Batting against the smooth veteran Kyle Davies here. First pitch is low. Ball 1-0. Davies allowed a base hit in the first inning and then a wild pitch. Moving Leidendorf to second base. It was as far as he would get. Swing and a miss. Jones batting at 1-1. Stephen Cardullo is out on deck. It looked like he may have gotten hurt on that initial ground ball tonight, but it checks out okay. Popped up, foul territory, first base side. Watch the wind. It may keep that in play. It doesn't quite. The ball on the other side of the screen and bouncing off the High Point dugout rooftop. A ball and 2 strikes on Jones, native of Colorado. Right-handed batter who's caught the bulk of this series. We saw Frank Nigro behind the plate most of the time the last time around. Nigro hadn't had any pro experience. Jones, a minor league veteran. Check swing. Ball gets to the backstop. Morin hustling after it, but for naught. 2 balls and 2 strikes, but he wasn't sure that Jones hadn't gone around. First base umpire Terrence Jones certainly was, and he flashed the safe sign immediately. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jones. 1 out. Bases clear. Sun splashing onto the field once again. It's in and out here. Breaking ball on the ground to third. Backhanded stop for Bell. The long throw right there. 2 outs in the bottom half of the third inning. That brings on Cardullo, who chopped out to the second baseman Gamache back in the first. Gamache had to charge a long way to handle that Cardullo ground ball, and it was a surprisingly easy play at first.
Right fielder, number 65.
Cardullo appeared to limp a little bit. We don't see anything affecting his play out in right field. Right-handed batter, stockily built, works out of an open stance, fouled at the plate. It is no balls and a strike. Cardullo, the man who hit 5 home runs in the 3-game series on our last visit to BB&T Point. He has 9 total for the year. We've seen him play 3 different positions now. First, second, and right. Valuable on that front. Popped up, foul territory. Again, it looks out of play. The wind could keep it in. It pushed it closer, but no chance for either Hobson or Morin. Cardullo bats at 0-2. Kyle Davies working with a 1-0 lead. He has allowed only 1 base runner. The Barnstormers have had 2 against Seth Simmons. Both of those have been bases on balls. Cardullo, product of Florida State University, awaiting the pitch. Oh, he reached badly there. Davies had him fooled. Kyle strikes out his 4th of the night. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Davies with a clean bottom half of the third inning at the end of 3. The Barnstormers continue to lead 1-0.
Don't strike out when in need of new appliances for your home. Come to Gockenauer's in East Petersburg and see what buying from a hometown dealer is all about. We offer the best brands at the best prices, plus deliver, install, and service everything we sell. Don't get burned by another chain store taking your money and then going out of business. Come to the place who has been helping Lancaster County for 70 years. Your hometown dealer making the best brands better. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
One run, no hits, no errors, and nobody left, or rather 1 left for the Lancaster Barnstormers. And the High Point Rockers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Dan Gamache drove in the run with a sac fly back in the first, and the first offering to him touches the screen before anything else. All 1-0. Simmons is having some difficulty tonight getting his innings underway. He walked Torrance in the first. That cost him. He walked Bell last inning. That did not. He is 1-0 on Gamache here in the 4th. The wind and the Simmons pitch. Dan takes a strike on the outer edge. It's 1-1. Gamache being played rather noticeably to the opposite field by the outfielders anyway. Miles Schroeder well toward left center field. Here's a 1-1. Gamache lines this, and it's off the glove of the shortstop Leidendorf. It kicks away into left field. Leidendorf trying to make the lunging backhanded catch. Couldn't draw it in. Almost had it. A little frustrated with himself that he did not catch on. And Gamache aboard with the leadoff single. It would be tough to rule that otherwise. He wheeled around. The ball ticked off his glove. Lancaster has the leadoff man on for the third time in 4 innings. Caleb Gindel, the batter. Gindel, a strikeout victim, his first trip, and now looks at a fastball for a strike here. It is 0-1 to Caleb. Joe Terdoslavich waits on deck. The Barnstormers try to build an inning here in the 4th. Gamache held by Rose over at first. Strike 2 is delivered to Gindel. Not much of a start for Caleb tonight. He has had the best series, or certainly one of the best among the Barnstormer series. 5 out of 12 with a pair of runs batted in coming into the night. The 0-2 pitch is lashed foul to the left. That will clear the playground area and leave the ballpark. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League tonight, York and Southern Maryland delayed by rain. That was not needed in the midst of a pennant race on getaway day. Simmons goes to work on Gindel. Caleb takes upstairs. The count is ball 1 and 2 strikes to the Barnstormers' designated hitter. New Britain leads Somerset 3-2 in the top of the 3rd. Sugar Land is up 1-0 over Long Island in the top half of the 3rd inning. Everything's still early and up for grabs. 1-2. Gindel looks at a pitch very high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Sugar Land magic number is 2. Long Island with a magic number of 3 with Somerset. 3 with High Point, rather. And Gindel hangs with it and fouls it off. Let me check the math on that again. Ducks have a magic number of 4 with Somerset and 3 with High Point. The race is still up for grabs and could be going into the final weekend. Here's a 2-2. Gindel stares at ball 3 inside and low. This is turning into a great at bat for Caleb Gindel. He has forced Simmons to a full count after dropping behind 0-2 early. And Gamache leads off first base. Held there by Rosa. The payoff is on the way to Gindel. Runner goes. The pitch is ball 4 down low. And for Lancaster, runners at first and second with nobody out. Walk number 3 given up by Simmons. There is a left-hander warming up in the bullpen for the High Point Rockers. They have a rather liberal number of lefty relievers. And the Barnstormers with a lineup that is built on a lot of left-handed batters. There are 5 guys in this batting order that bat left-handed exclusively. Joe Terdoslavich steps in. He's got Gamache at second, Gindel at first. Seth Simmons to the plate, and the first pitch gets there for strike 1 call. That was a well-deserved walk for Caleb Gindel. Those long walks sometimes can reap bigger dividends than the 4-pitch variety. 0-1, Terdoslavich lofts this well high out into left center field. The center fielder is over there. Schroeder with the catch. Runners tag, but don't try to advance. Another put out for an outfielder, and the Barnstormers do not move runners. Back in the first inning, Lancaster was able to hit deep fly balls into right and right center after Torrance stole second. So on that front, they were able to score, but nothing since these fly balls, and that was the 7th put out for one of the outfielders for Jamie Keefe's crew. They're not able to do much of anything. Here is Applin, who struck out his first time up. Andrew rips it foul back into the net. No balls and 1 strike. With the walk this inning, Caleb Gindel retook the team lead from Josh Bell, 36-35. The duo have ranked among the league leaders much of the season. 2 on with 1 out, 1 strike, the count to Applin, and the offering is strike 2. A fastball gets to the inside corner. Casey Hobson waits on deck. Asher Tolliver is the left-hander, loosening up in the bullpen for High Point. Simmons glancing back at the runners to Applin, 0-2, fouled away. Andrew keeps his turn going with Casey Hobson scheduled to follow. A single for Gamache and a walk for Gindel to start the inning. Simmons sets. Applin takes a ball up and away. Now 1-2. Barnstormers leading 1-0 in the 4th inning. The run came without a base hit back in the first. It was well played by Lancaster. One and 2 to Applin. This is hit in the air, also to the left side. Backing up a step or two is Lattimore. He makes the catch. Simmons will operate like this all night. The 280 to 300 foot fly balls aren't doing much for the Barnstormers after the leadoff runners get on base. With 2 outs, here is Hobson. Casey, a strikeout victim, back in the 2nd inning. The Barnstormers cannot get the balls down in the outfield. Here's a pitch to Hobson. Swings way out ahead of an off-speed delivery. It is 0-1. Lancaster has had opportunities tonight. Leadoff man on in 3 of the 4 innings. He did score back in the first. Never budged in the 3rd, and here 1st and 2nd with nobody out, and Lancaster has not been able to advance those men either. Simmons, the 5'9" right-hander, comes to the set. He delivers to Hobson, swing and a miss by KC, who is down at 0-2. Lancaster trying to rescue this inning. It had gotten off to a great start. And the 0-2, high and tight. Hobson lays off the fastball. Ball 1, 2 strikes the count. Pitch totals climbing for Seth Simmons. And High Point has certainly thought about lifting him from the ball game. Not for any lack of effectiveness, but like Keith said, they're playing it like it's the 7th game of the World Series. They know they just about have to win out. Swing and a miss. Hobson gone on an off-speed pitch low. That is Simmons' 4th strikeout. No runs, 1 hit with no errors. 2 are stranded. We are through 3.5 tonight. The Barnstormers leading by the mere score of 1-0.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a place with thousands of stories to be told. It's a place to relive baseball's greatest moments and share them with future generations. It's a place to experience the game and how it has shaped our history. Cooperstown is a destination with something for the entire family. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your trip to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown at baseballhall.org.
Enjoy baseball and dinner package weeknights at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Monday nights feature an all-you-can-eat pig roast in the Howler Pavilion, courtesy of Hess's Barbecue. Tuesday night is all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs in the pavilion, or all-you-can-eat tacos in the Bobby Rahal Lexus Suite. Wednesday nights are Wiener Wednesdays with $1 Burke's hot dogs from the main concession stands, or all-you-can-eat wings from Joe's Wings and Wieners upstairs. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets, or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark.
Into the bottom of the fourth inning, Miles Schroeder starting things off against Kyle Davies. Davies made Schroeder look bad, striking him out back in the first inning. 4 strikeouts for Kyle through his 3 innings of work so far tonight. Right-hander into his windup. The pitch, a breaking ball, gets the top of the zone. It is 0-1. 1-0 Lancaster. That score holding since the outset of the game. Inside. And to Schroeder now, it is 1-1. Devon Torrance walked, stole second, took third on a deep fly ball, and scored on a deep fly ball. Lined over the mound. There is Martinez again. He'll set, he'll throw, and he's got another one. Michael Martinez has played a brilliant shortstop toward his left tonight. That is the second time he has retired a hitter on a ball hit to the left side of second base, or I should say the right side of second base, going to his left. He gets Schroeder here. He got Rosa back in the second. He's reading the ball off the lefties very well tonight. Upstairs for ball one to Tyler Ladendorf. It is 1-0. Ladendorf with the only base hit for the Rockers in the game. He's been their only base runner. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. And we go to 1-1. Bottom of inning 4 at BB&T Point in front of a packed house here tonight. Ball 2 is low, 2-1. And I hope this is a sign of things to come in this facility. This is really a neat town, even though it's strange. And they're looking to bring other things here besides the Furniture Mart. In fact, there has been a write-up, I believe it was the New York Times and the Atlantic League website, the homepage has the story about how furniture built this city, and at the same time, it has been kind of a bane to the existence here. Everybody gathers to swap furniture 2 weeks out of the year, and the other 50 weeks, hardly anything happens in this community except up at High Point University, which is not in the downtown area. Popped up, foul territory, third base side, sprinting over his bell to get in position. But the pop-up from Ladendorf will not cooperate. The count continues at 3 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, outside of our hotel, which is on Main Street here in High Point, especially out in the back, there are these gorgeous buildings that are completely empty this time of year. Maybe a couple people work inside to maintain them, but nothing goes on there. The entire downtown area was closed today. You couldn't find a place to eat to save yourself. 3-2 pitch, popped up on the right side, sprinting over Morin and Hobson, and that will bounce off the dugout rooftop in that direction. Davies has pitched a great ball game, but it would be even better for him if some of these foul pop-ups would just be 5 to 10 feet closer to the field. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Ladendorf. Quincy Lattimore is on deck. 1 out, bases empty in the 4th. The motion, Davies to the plate. The 3-2 is fought off. Fouled back into the screen. The count remains 3-2 on the Major League scoreboard. A lot of the 4th of July action took place this afternoon. Cleveland doubling up Kansas City 8-4 The Chicago Cubs slammed the Pittsburgh Pirates 11-3. The final score this afternoon. Oakland over the slumping Minnesota Twins 7-2. The Davies pitch popped up again. This one will be out of play to the right. Morin and Hobson finally just say, what the heck? Don't go after it. This one far off the field of play. St. Louis with a 5-4 win at Seattle this afternoon. The Yankees are up 2-1 down at Tampa at the end of 6 innings of play. To Leidendorf 3-2. This is hit high in the air to left center field. Drawing a bead is Devon Torrance, the center fielder there for out number 2. 9th straight set down by Davies. He finally wins the battle against Leidendorf with 2 gone. Quincy Lattimore will step in. Lattimore called looking at a 3rd strike back in the 1st inning. He was not terribly excited about the call. Some other finals from today. The Washington Nationals up to the Miami Marlins 5-2. To Lattimore, first pitch fastball, good for a strike. It is 0-1. Reds shut out the Brewers 1-0 on just 2 hits. Detroit 11, the White Sox 5. Smash up the middle, knocked down. Gamache picks it back up, throw to first, and Hobson cannot handle it. Lattimore aboard with a 2-out base hit. Dan Gamache went to his right, knocked the ball down. He had the play if he had been able to get enough on the throw. It'll be the second base hit off of Davies here tonight. A 2-out base runner via Sergio Rosa comes to the plate. I still cannot believe that Michael Martinez got the ball that Rosa hit in the 2nd inning, let alone getting off a throw in time. The Davies pitch cut on and fouled away. He's ahead of Rosa at no balls in the strike. In other Major League games, the Red Sox are up 1-0 at Toronto, bottom of the 1st. Philadelphia 1-0 and still batting in the 1st inning at Atlanta. Strike 2 taken by Rosa. Very quickly, it is 0-2. The LA Angels are at Texas and San Diego in LA against the Dodgers later on tonight. Here it's 1-0 Barnstormers. 2 outs and a runner on in the bottom half of the 4th inning for the High Point Rockers. Rosa bats 0-2 and gets knocked back out of the way. Davies coming up and in with a fastball. That is ball 1 to go along with 2 strikes in the count. Quincy Lattimore, the runner at first base, has 1 steal in 3 tries on the year. Kyle comes set, the pitch in on the hands and wrapped right to Casey Hobson. 1 step to the bag. Rosa's retired, 3 unassisted. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We're through 4 tonight here at BB&T Point. The Barnstormers still leading 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team too, through training, preparing, and working together like a team. When an emergency occurs, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. Maybe it's time you stepped up to bat and offered to hit a home run for your community. Go to becomeafirefighter.org and sign up. You won't regret taking a swing for the fences. Join the fire service team.
The constant energy, the tight turns and bustle of the city. Some survive it, others were made to conquer it. The first ever Lexus UX and UX F Sport crossovers, crafted for the new frontier. UX, starting at $32,000. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
MSRP excludes delivery, processing, and handling fee of $1,025, which may be subject to change at any time. Excludes taxes, title, license, and optional equipment. Dealer price will vary.
Jamie Keefe pulling out all his stops with his team pretty much needing to win out here in the first half. He's gone to the bullpen. Asher Tolliver, a left-hander who has been absolutely brilliant this year, taking over for Seth Simmons. And it's really no knock against Simmons' performance tonight. The right-hander allowed only one hit, walked 3, struck out 4 in 4 innings of work, but Tolliver has simply been magnificent this season. Up and away to Josh Bell, leading off the 5th. Bell walked to start the 3rd. That was as a left-handed batter. He's in right-handed here. The left-hander from Arkansas brings home another and misses to Bell high. 2 balls and no strikes. Tolliver is 5-0. His ERA 0.35. 17 hits and 1 run allowed in 25 2/3 innings. The 2-0 to Bell shatters his bat, and a little pop-up. One hops into the High Point dugout. That bat came apart at the seams. There were wood chips flying everywhere. Bell hands what looked like a bat to the bat boy coming over. It depended on which way you were facing it. It was basically half a bat sheared right down the middle. The other half was in pieces all over the place. DeBell, a swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tolliver has walked 6. He has struck out 19. Ready to go, and DeBell 2-2 below the knees. Filling out the count 3-2. 1-0 Barnstormers here in the 5th inning. Kyle Davies has retired the first 2 men in every inning he's worked. Here's the 3-2. Bell gets the walk. Ball 4 is just outside. 4th base on balls. The Barnstormers have drawn. It's the 3rd to start an inning. Parker Morin will come to the plate. Morin retired on a fly out to the warning track back in the 3rd inning. Lancaster still has not hit a ground ball. Morin is the 18th batter of the night. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, the 1 single by Gamache, and 9 fly ball outs. Bell leads off first. Rosa holds him there. Tolliver to Morin in too close. Ball 1, no strikes to the Lancaster receiver. Batting with a runner on here in the 5th inning. Dan Gamache still owns the only hit for the Barnstormers. Lancaster without an extra base hit for the 2nd consecutive night. They had 6 singles last night. To Morin, foul ball right back toward me. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm in my theoretically 4th different broadcast location in 7 games here at BB&T Point. This one has me just almost directly behind the plate, a little bit to the 3rd base side. Swung on and missed by Morin. We go to 1-2. Tolliver came up and in against him. I have to mind my P's and Q's because if the crowd dies down, I can be heard in the Barnstormers dugout. They were all waving at me earlier. Parker Morin bats 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here is the set. Tolliver to the plate, and he went too far. Again, the pitch up and in. Tolliver gets the strikeout. That is the 5th for High Point pitching tonight. Devon Torrance will now bat right-handed. Torrance has walked and lined to left.
Everyone gets a coupon courtesy of Circle K. Now that is center fielder number 4, Devon Torrance.
Another runner aboard to lead off an inning that Lancaster has not advanced. Foul to the screen. Torrance batting 0-1. Devon took things into his own hands, or if you will, feet, back in the 1st inning, and that's the reason the Barnstormers have a run on the board. If he didn't steal 2nd, he would have never left first base on those fly balls to right and right center. Now to Torrance. Swing and a foul tip. No balls, 2 strikes. Bell remains at first thanks to the leadoff walk, but now with 1 away. Torrance batting 0-2. Another switch hitter on deck. And Michael Martinez. There's a pickoff throw, and this one gets away, and it gets wedged underneath the padding over on the first base side. Bell moves ahead to second on the bad throw. Tolliver tried almost a submarine move off balance, and they didn't catch Bell napping. Rosa really didn't have a chance to field it. The error moves a runner into scoring position. Devon Torrance still with 2 strikes in the count. Here's the Tolliver pitch, fastball high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tolliver is 31 years of age. He was a 5th round pick for the Baltimore Orioles out of Oklahoma City University. He hails from Sherwood, Arkansas. Pitched for the Orioles in 16 and the Astros in 17. Off-speed pitch, fouled away. Torrance doing a nice job sticking with that. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. With Martinez waiting on deck. Unofficially, Simmons had thrown 63 pitches in his 4 innings of work tonight. Again, there was really nothing wrong with his performance. It's just the circumstances for the High Point Rockers. They need to win out. Torrance gets a fastball inside, 2-2. Well, the move was made early by Jamie Keefe. He wanted to get his left-handers in. Not only will we see Tolliver tonight, I imagine that Chase Hutchinson and Brian Clark will be appearing at some point in the game. Torrance bats 2-2. Tolliver to the plate. That's slapped foul to the backstop. Devon is relishing his role in the leadoff spot tonight. He was told about it before he had a chance to look at the lineup card, and he is in there. 2-2, breaking ball popped up out to short right. Cardullo coming on for the catch. That is out number 2. Michael Martinez now will try to drive in Bell and extend the lead by 1 more. Martinez flied out twice to right field as a left-handed batter.
The shortstop, number 1, Michael Martinez.
Unbelievable number of fly balls, harmless fly balls. There have been off the Lancaster bats in the game. A couple have approached the warning track. 2 outs. Bell leads off second. Martinez swings and yanks the ball out the left, but that's within the scope of Lattimore. Hit well by Michael Martinez, but again, at that depth where not much is going to happen. In the inning, no runs, no hits. There was an error. The runner left in scoring position. Bottom of the 5th coming up with Lancaster leading 1-0.
Presented by Burn Boot Camp High Point. Take it away, Burn.
Remove the wrong piece and the whole structure might fall apart. No, I'm not talking about the Barnstormers lineup. I'm talking about the life-size Jenga game that is part of the Subaru outdoor experience down the right field line at Clipper Magazine Stadium. There's ping pong, huge dice to roll, and more. Trivia contests take place before every Saturday home game. Group bookings are available, so enjoy the games while at the game and come to the Subaru outdoor experience just below the Broken Bat deck.
Hi, this is Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Make your plans today to visit Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Reconnect with your memories of the game and make new memories with your family. Check out baseballhall.org today for more information.
Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there, Joe.
National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, preserving history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations.
Richie Schaefer steps in to get things underway in the 5th inning for the High Point Rockers. Lancaster leading 1-0. Here is the motion. Davies to the plate, and he drills the outside corner for strike one. It has gotten amazingly windy here at BB&T Point. The breaking ball is high 1-1. That wind is blowing from right across the left, but it is stiff. It's picked up in the last 15 minutes or so. Breaking ball to Schaefer, and he hits the ball up into that wind. Back on this goes the Barnstormers left fielder, Applin looking up, and the walls will not contain it. A half an hour ago, that ball doesn't leave. But it was up in the wind. Schaefer ties the game with a wind-blown home run. It's his 14th of the season. We have seen him hit balls harder than that, but you knew once it got up there, it had a chance to go. And Applin pinned himself against the outfield fence. He had no play. And we'll bring on the third baseman, Hector Gomez. Gomez flied to left his first time up. Outside to Gomez for a ball, 1-0. The Barnstormers, when they are in here, cannot take advantage of those air currents. Anderson De La Rosa, the only Barnstormer in our 7 games here to have homered to left field. 1-1 now, the count to Gomez. Davies comes back. That's fouled up toward the rooftop on the first base side. 1-2. Lancaster 1, High Point 1, bottom of the 5th inning. The Barnstormers have been hitting the 300-foot fly balls all night. High Point gets one to go about 360 and ties the game. 1-2, the continuing count on Gomez. Kyle Davies goes to work, breaks it off into the brown turf as opposed to dirt. 2-2. Davies also was hurt by the long ball the last time we were in here. Now a fly ball to right center field. This will be held up by the wind, and it is an easy play for Terdoslavich. 1 out, and Michael Russell will come to the plate. On our last visit to BB&T Point, Stephen Cardullo reached Davies twice. It was 3 of the 4 runs that Kyle allowed in his 7 innings of work. Michael Russell stands in. The pitch, a fastball for a strike. It is 0-1. We've seen Schaefer hit the ball a lot harder in this series than the home run was. Popped up foul, back and out of play. But watching the flags and how the air has just changed in here, Mike, papers are going everywhere. You knew if the ball got up to left field right now, it had a chance to go, and Schaefer hit it at the perfect time. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Russell, who's also homered to left field in this ballpark. The funny thing is I sit here behind home plate, the wind is actually hitting me coming from the left. It's obviously swirling, but on the field, it's blowing from right to left. As it gets inside the stadium, it comes back at you the other way. 2-2 to Michael Russell. Matt Jones, the catcher, waits on deck. And the Davies pitch, he got him, a swing and a miss. That is number 5 for Kyle Davies, 2 outs, and the batter will be Matt Jones.
The catcher, number 17, Matt Jones.
Jones grounded out to Josh Bell along the third base line, back in inning 3. Davies fires, it is low, ball 1, no strikes. Gamache, Gendel, and Ternaslovich are scheduled in the Lancaster half of the 6th, and one of the other lefties has gotten started. First base umpire Terrence Jones detects something and signals for a quick timeout. Once again, we are ready to go. Davies to the motion. He snaps off a breaking ball down and away. It's 2-0 on Jones. Ball may have gotten loose from the High Point bullpen. Looks like Chase Hutchinson by the windup. Bouncer off the glove of Davies, who couldn't handle it, and they will not have a play on Jones. It looked like the ball actually hit off Davies' thumb as he went to react to it, and it deflected back toward Josh Bell, but slowly. Davies could kick himself for not handling it, but it will go down as an infield base hit. Fairly hot comebacker up at about face level. If it's lower, you might be inclined to charge an error. Here's Cardullo, who's 0 for 2. Boy, is he deep in the box. Outside, ball 1, it's 1-0. His back foot, his right foot, is very much on the back line of the batter's box. Jones, the runner at first with 2 away. Aboard on the infield single. We're 1-1 in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Davies to the plate, high and outside for ball 2. It is 2-0. Lancaster just 12-19 for the season when scoring first, and 11-22 when the ball club does not. It is amazing to me that those records are nearly identical. Outside, and Cardullo bats 3-0. Miles Schroeder, the center fielder, waits on deck. Davies in danger of walking his first of the game. He is generally stingy with the base on balls. Cardullo played to pull quite noticeably in the infield. Davies responds with a strike on the inside corner, 3-1. Not a lot of room between Josh Bell and Michael Martinez. Torrance playing over toward left center. Davies goes back to work, and that is screamed foul. And boy, a youngster reaches over just past the net, well down the left field line, and makes a nice play on the one hopper. That's why you bring your glove to the ballpark, especially if you've got seats down there. The nets extend well beyond the dugouts here at BB&T Point. Most of us will be going there in the next couple of years, I believe. Runner goes. Here's the 3-2. Pulled on the ground. The shortstop Martinez has to make the long throw. It is there. Cardullo grounds into the 6-4 force out to close out the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We are through 5 here at BB&T Point. The Rockers, on the strength of the Richie Schaefer home run, have tied it up at 1 apiece.
Like craft beers? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right. Celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries and product from a local winery. Food is sold off a pub-style menu. And new for 2019, there will be a trivia contest every Saturday evening beginning at 5, hosted by Cheaters Never Prosper. So get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Tuxedo Tour and Travel. If you want to be there, we'll get you there. New York, Washington, D.C. We service all casinos, day trips, or multi-day excursions. Lebanon's #1 tour bus company, providing monthly casino trips. Sands of Bethlehem, Resort of Atlantic City, Mohegan Sun of Pocono Downs. Go to www.tuxedotour.com or give us a call, 717-269-3124.
The Rockers go to their second left-handed reliever. Chase Hutchinson will come in. Believe me, they've got more. They've got Brian Clark. They've got Alberto Baldonado down there. And it may be all Lancaster sees for the rest of the night. Asher Tolliver worked an inning. He walked one and struck out one. Hutchinson facing Dan Gamache. Gamache with a sac fly and a single so far. The Hutchinson delivery is right there for a called strike. It is 0-1. Hutchinson does not have quite the dazzling numbers possessed by Tolliver, but still not bad. 2-1 with a 2.49 ERA in 27 appearances. Check swing by Gamache, a hopper foul over on the third base side. Hutchinson has him at 0-2. Designated hitter Caleb Gindel waits on deck. Brian Clark owns a 0.39 ERA. Baldonado, 1.69 in just 5 games. The Rockers loaded from the left side out in the bullpen. Caleb Gindel bats 1-1. Hits a ground, or Dan Gamache rather, hits a ground ball to the second baseman. Easy play for Russell. First ground ball hit by the Barnstormers all night. Results in the first out here in the 6th inning. Gindel will step in. Caleb has struck out and walked so far.
The DH, number 15, Caleb.
One out here in the top half of the 6th. Lancaster scored right away tonight. The run was on the board after the first 3 batters of the evening. Nothing has developed since then. To Gindel, first pitch strike. Hutchinson, just like Tolliver, from Arkansas. But they work to you from a completely different angle. One thing they do have in common, they were with other Atlantic League teams before coming here. Tolliver was a Duck. Hutchinson was a Rev and a Patriot. Reliever of the year with York 2 seasons ago. Caleb Gindel awaits the next offering, almost gets hit by that while getting away from Jones, and looked like Benny Pig, the plate umpire, got clipped by it as well. Edge to Gindel, 2 balls and a strike with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Barnstormers need to win some ball games here down the stretch, or this club will have a distinction it does not want. Foul ball back, it's 2-2. If Lancaster does not win 4 of the remaining 6 first half games, tonight, the 3 over the weekend, and the 2 makeup games coming up at Southern Maryland and at Long Island, the first 2 Fridays of the second half, this club will have the distinction of having the worst half record in the history of the franchise. The very first half of the inaugural season, the Barnstormers went 27-43 inside. That's past everything. Caleb Gindel up there at 3-2. is forced to full count once again. He did against Simmons back in the fourth. Here's the payoff from Hutchinson. Ground ball the other way. Playing it near the bag is Gomez. He'll make the throw. It's in time to cut down Gindel. Hutchinson has gotten 2 ground balls here in the 6th inning. That will bring on Joe Turdoslavich. Joe has flied out twice, once to right and once to center. Ross Peebles and the coaching staff cannot seem to locate any combination that will win consistently this year. And it's not that the talent is not there. As a matter of fact, the Barnstormers statistically should be far better than the 1-loss record. Not necessarily in playoff contention, but not 23-41. They should be about 28-36. Ball one outside and low to Turdoslavich with 2 outs, nobody on board. Here in the 6th inning, Dan Gamache has the only Lancaster hit of the game. It was a single leading off the 4th inning. Lancaster managed 6 singles last night. 3 of those came in the 9th. Two 2-0 to Turdoslavich here from Hutchinson. Jones sets the target, the motion, and the pitch. Turdoslavich blisters a base hit into left and becomes a 2-out base runner here in the 6th inning. Lancaster with single number 2. There is left fielder Andrew Applin. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game tonight. 1-1 our score.
Andrew Applin.
Lancaster has also been able to draw 4 walks tonight to go along with the 2 base hits. Applin swinging a miss against Hutchinson. It is 0-1. And not only do the players who are in the dugouts here in the Atlantic League talk about the quality of the play and how surprised they are at it. To Applin, breaking ball for a second strike, 0-2. I had lunch with a friend of mine today here in High Point who is from this area and pitched in the Baltimore and Philadelphia organizations, AA, AAA levels, and he has come out to a couple of games here with the Rockers, and he was caught off guard. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Off and running was Turdoslavich. He makes a hard landing at second for no need. Applin is down looking to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Barnstormers leave a man. We're headed to the bottom half of the 6th. The Barnstormers and the Rockers remain tied at 1 apiece.
All right, Rockers.
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team, and through training, preparing, working together like a team in an emergency, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. It's time you stepped up to bat to hit a home run for your local Lancaster County Fire Company. Go to becomeafirefighter.org, sign up, and take a swing for the fences. Join the Lancaster County Fire Service team.
Enjoy baseball and stay in shape. The Lancaster Barnstormers have a great package for our more experienced fans to do both. The Silver Stormers package is open to all fans 55 and above. Get a ticket to all Tuesday home games. Take a walk around our beautiful stadium during the day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And get a Silver Stormers t-shirt to sport to all of these events. The Silver Stormers is presented by A&E Audiology and Hearing Aid Center. Sign up today at the stadium or at LancasterBarnstormers.com.
Bottom of the 6th will be opened up by Miles Schroeder, the center fielder. He's 0 for 2 tonight against right-hander Kyle Davies. Schroeder is struck out and grounded to short on the second terrific play made by Michael Martinez to the other side of the second base bag. This is elevated to left toward the line. Sprinting over on it is Applin, still going and just doesn't have enough room. He came within a foot or two of what really would have been a tremendous play into foul territory down the left field line. He was impeded, however, by the Barnstormers bullpen bench. He just didn't have quite enough room. He had to put on the brakes. The bench was in his way. Had it not been, he might have been able to reach over the 4-foot-high barrier there and make what would have been an incredible play. The Schroeder 0-1, chopper foul down the first base line. No balls and 2 strikes. There is more action in the High Point Rockers bullpen. This time it is a right-hander getting tuned up. We've seen lefties the last 2 innings. Hobson, Bell, and Morin, the scheduled hitters in the top of the 7th. The 0-2 on the way to Schroeder off the inside corner, ball 1. There have been 4 or 5 foul pop-ups now for the Rockers tonight facing Davies that have just gone out of play. Just on the other side of the net, or that one. Ground ball here. Hobson will field and shovel off to Kyle. Davies wins the race against Schroeder. Play goes 3-1, 1 out. And Tyler Leitendorf, the shortstop, will come to the plate. Leitendorf has singled into center and fly to center. The batter has to go 90 feet to first base. The pitcher has to go just a hair over 60. Down low for a ball, 1-0 to Tyler Leitendorf. So it's generally easy for an alert pitcher who stays on his feet to get over there first. Outside, Leitendorf bats at 2-0. Quincy Lattimore is due next. High score, bottom of the 6th inning. A sac fly for Lancaster, a home run for High Point. The next pitch lifted on the first base side. Again, Hobson will go over, and the ball is about 3 rows into the seats. Tyler Leitendorf bats, I believe, at 2-1. The scoreboard reads 1-1. It is 2-1, according to Benny Pigg, the home plate umpire. And the pitch hit high in the air down the left field line, giving chase into the corner is Applin, and leaning into the seats, he makes the catch. Wonderful play for Andrew. He got another chance this inning. Applin over the barrier down there in the left field corner. Second out, and Quincy Lattimore, the left fielder, will come to the plate. You cannot complain about the Barnstormers defensively. This is a very good club in the field, pretty much all the way around. First delivery is high, ball 1 on Lattimore, 1-0. It looked a little shaky early on, but you add Applin into the mix with an already good defensive outfield. He is terrific with the glove. Swing and a miss, and Parker Morin got dinged up by that. It may have been a foul tip, but it looked like he might have gotten the recoil of the bat. Anya Holmberg is out to check on the Barnstormers receiver. Ross Peoples pops out of the dugout. We're talking with the folks today. Christian Heimel, the assistant general manager here, who seems to do virtually everything in this ballpark. He is incredibly busy. Anything you, almost just about anything you need here, you have to go through Christian to get. Well, anyway, we were talking about having Jamie Keefe and Ross Peoples as the 2 managers, and what great men they are. Christian has worked with Jamie for years. They were together with the Rockland Boulders, and of course we all know Ross. He's, well, basically part of all of our families in Lancaster. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Lattimore. The delivery poured onto the outside corner by Davies. It's 1-2. And I'll start this story now at the risk of not being able to finish it, but there is a story I want to tell about this High Point Rockers ball club, and it deals with the opening series. This is lined out the left center field. It's not going to hold up long enough for Devon Torrance, who has to take it on a bounce. Lattimore is on with his second base hit of the game. That will bring on Rosa, who is 0 for 2 on ground balls. But at the tail end of the opening series, Blake Glass, the young man who's the assistant clubhouse manager and during the opening homestand was running the show down there, said, come on over, you've got to see the visiting clubhouse. And I was expecting some kind of disaster area. You know, Hindenburg after the war or whatever, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. He took me over, and it was absolutely immaculate. All that was needed was a quick run of the vacuum cleaner. All the stools were hung up in the lockers. I don't believe I had ever seen a clubhouse left in that good of shape when a visiting team departed in all my years of doing this. But that's the type of personnel they have here. Over but low, and ball one on Rosa. It's a ball and a strike. Lattimore, the runner at first base with 2 outs here in the 6th inning in this 1-1 ball game. Davies back to work. Rosa holds off on the swing. The fastball was up and in. 2 balls and a strike. The closer, Trevor Frank, that is who is warming up in the bullpen to come in the 7th inning. I thought that looked like him, but seemed too early. Fouled away. It's 2-2. You can't see the numbers from here. Unless Jamie Keefe knows something about the weather that we do not know. Playing this almost as if it were a 7-inning game. Lattimore leads off first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes. The pitch is low. Morin's throw is not in time at second base. Lattimore with just his 2nd stolen base of the season. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count on via Sergi Rosa, who has a chance with a base hit to put his ball club into the lead for the first time tonight. Lancaster also has action in the bullpen. Davies generally is good for about 7 innings. But his pitch count has climbed into the 90s. Here's the payoff, and it's smoke fair inside the bag at first. This will put High Point into the lead. Lattimore will score. Rosa is in at second, standing with an RBI double. Via Sergi Rosa reaching Kyle Davies with a smash inside the bag at first, down the line. Hobson did not have time to react. It's 2-1 High Point. And Richie Schaefer, who hit the tying home run last inning, steps in. A single followed by a double. This High Point Ball Club repeatedly has gotten to the Barnstormers in the 6th and 7th innings, swinging a foul away. No balls and a strike. Jonathan Albaladejo with the no-hitter into the 6th inning last night. The Rockers scored 4 on the last trip here. Jared Lakin gave up 3 runs in the 7th inning. Kyle gave up some runs in the 7th inning. No balls, 1 strike to Schaefer. The pitch spins outside. It is 1-1. Lancaster has been out hit tonight, 6-2. Now trailing 2-1 in the runs column. Schaefer with a swing and a miss. Morin throws behind the runner Rosa at second base. There may have been a play, but the throw tailed, and Gamache had to take it to the right side of second base, giving Rosa ample time to return safely. 1 ball, 2 strikes to designated hitter Richie Schaefer. Schaefer is a big fellow with 14 home runs on the season, more than any Barnstormer. This looks like it's going to be a year where a Barnstormer does not win the home run title, and those have been few and far between in this decade. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rosov second. The pitch wide, low as well. It's 3-2. Hector Gomez, the third baseman, waiting on deck. Lancaster has right-handed action in the bullpen. Unless I miss my guess, it is Alejandro Chacin. Trevor Frank continues to throw on the High Point side. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Schaefer. Rosa will hold at second until contact is made. The payoff pitch high and outside. Davies issues his first walk of the ball game. First and second for Hector Gomez, who has flied out twice. And, well, correction, that makes it 3-2. Well, the payoff is on the way now. Davies goes to work. He got him a swing and a miss. So instead of W or BB on the scorecard, it is K. 6th of the night for Kyle Davies. 1 run, 2 hits, though, in the inning. No errors, and 1 left. A 2-out RBI double for via Sergei Rosa puts High Point into the lead. We're at the end of 6. The Rockers 2 and the Stormers 1.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine?
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Trevor Frank, who has been the closer all year for the High Point Rockers, is being utilized here in the 7th inning. He'll be facing Casey Hobson, Josh Bell, and Parker Morin. 7, 8, 9 hitters. They'll all bat left-handed against him, but Jamie Keefe may have read the stat sheet to know that Hobson and Bell both actually hit left-handed pitchers better. So if he was going to go to a right-hander, this was going to be the spot. Frank is 2-0 on his own field, 2-2 overall. His ERA 4.76. First pitch strike in on Hobson. Casey has struck out both trips tonight. 2 runs on 6 hits and an error, 4 left for High Point. The Barnstormers a run on 2 hits with no errors. Lancaster has also stranded 5 now. High and outside to KC. It is 1-1. Frank, the 4th pitcher used by the Rockers in the ball game. Seth Simmons worked 4. Asher Tolliver and Chase Hutchinson, 1 each. A ball and a strike, the count on Hobson, and the delivery to Casey just wide for ball 2. It is 2-1. Trying to start something here in the 7th inning is Hobson. Frank goes back to work, and he misses outside and low to get us to 3-1. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League tonight at the end of 5, Somerset holds a 5-4 edge on New Britain. Long Island has topped Sugar Land 3-1 into the 6th, and they're still waiting to play at Southern Maryland. That could affect things. 2-2, Hobson rolls this. Charging it is the second baseman. Up with it is Russell. 1 out. I believe that was actually a 3-1 pitch. Scoreboard read 2-2. Here is Josh Bell. Bell has walked twice, once from each side of the plate. They're trying to get the game in at Southern Maryland because of the first half race. York is still alive. Sugar Land is losing. They want to play at Regency Furniture Stadium. First pitch swinging is Bell. Josh fouls the pitch back from Trevor Frank. It is 0-1. Lancaster has had success against Frank. He has blown a couple of saves against the Barnstormers, including here on Monday night. Also the Wednesday day game, the last time we were here. 0-1. Bell looks at a fastball high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. If anything, the wind seems to be growing more fierce as time goes by. Right-hander ready, Frank to the plate, and it is taken low, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Parker Morin is due next. The temperatures have dipped to 77 degrees. That's a chilly July evening in High Point, North Carolina, believe me. Ball 3 outside to Bell. It is 3-1. And there is rain out there. Patches to our west, but not terribly close. Bell bats 3-1. The motion, Frank to the plate. JB hits it skyward, and it is up there into foul territory. And, of course, this one stays in play. Rosa with the catch for the second out here in the 7th inning. Parker Morin stepping in. Morin has flied to deep left, and he is struck out. Lancaster has not had an extra base hit now since a double by Casey Hobson in the 3rd inning on Tuesday night. That's 22 innings without an extra base hit. Nothing but singles, and there really haven't been that many of those. 2 outs. The pitch to Morin across at the knees for strike 1. The Barnstormers have struggled the entire first half. The only time that there appeared to be any promise in this half was the first road series when the Barnstormers took both games down at Southern Maryland. As the ball is inside and low, it is 1-1 on Morin. And Lancaster got the 4 and 5. Nobody was off to a fast start in the Freedom Division. The next thing you knew, the Barnstormers faded and Sugar Land pulled away. Now Sugar Land is staggering to the finish line, having anything and everything it can do to hold on. 1 ball, 1 strike, swing and a miss by Morin. Frank has him at a ball and 2 strikes. Ross could try something if York gets knocked out. I might be inclined to start an outfield of Shank, Golson, and Torrance and see what happens. Just a thought. Low and past Jones to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Parker Morin with 2 outs and nobody on. Devon Torrance waiting on deck. Shank is playing as well as he's played all year. I thought he had a brilliant game here last night. Golson's on a 7-game hitting streak. And Torrance has provided what spark the Barnstormers have had tonight. Parker Morin batting at 2-2. Trevor Frank to the plate. That's nailed into center field. A 2-out single, putting the tying run on for Devon Torrance. Third Barnstormers hit of the game.
Back to the top of the order for Lancaster.
Morin didn't have much of a night last night. He was 0 for 3, but he is overall 14 out of his last 41. That's a 341 clip. Devon Torrance, the batter, he is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. He has a stolen base tonight, his 11th of the year. The shrug of the shoulders by Trevor Frank. His fastball up and away. Ball 1, no strikes. Michael Martinez is on deck. And Frank Viola pops out of the Rockers dugout, signaling down to the bullpen for a lefty to get started. And it looks like it will be Alberto Baldonado. 1-0. Foul ball straight back. Torrance at a ball and a strike. High Point 2, Lancaster 1, top half of the 7th inning here at BB&T Point. Series finale. The Barnstormers will be back here once more, and it will be a very quick turnaround, a 2-day series, the Wednesday and Thursday, the second week of September. The set, Torrance shows bunt and looks at a second strike across the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Devon Torrance does not have an extra base hit all year. This would be a nice time for the first. You watch him in BP, you know that the capability of doing it is here. This has not been carried over into a game. The 1-2 on Torrance. He pulls a little pop fly down the right field line. This is going to be trouble. Out goes Russell. He can't make the play. Sprinting to second is Torrance. He'll make it. Morin is on to third. A sliding try by the second baseman, Russell, who nearly made a sensational catch. And that will go down as the first extra base hit for Devon Torrance, a blue double off a broken bat. Morin to third. Michael Martinez batting with the tying and lead runs on base. Baldonado warming up in the bullpen for the High Point Rockers. Second and third with 2 outs. Russell almost made a sensational catch. We talked about how deep he plays at second, and that enabled him to get in the neighborhood. Matt Jones going out to talk over signs with Trevor Frank, but this strikes me as being a stall tactic with Baldonado warming up in the bullpen. As much of a stall tactic as you can take under the Atlantic League pace of play rules. Martinez 0 for 3. He's hit the ball well all 3 times, everything dying into the glove of an outfielder. Morin at third, Torrance the runner at second, Lancaster trailing by 1. Frank ready to go. Michael takes a strike at his 0-1. Dan Gamache, the left-handed batting second baseman, is on deck. I don't imagine they'll have enough time to get Baldonado into the game if Martinez reaches base here in the 7th inning. Michael Martinez digging back in at 0-1. A base hit through to the outfield, likely to put Lancaster back into the lead with the speed of Devon Torrance at second base. No balls, 1 strike. Martinez awaits. The pitch is smashed right to the second baseman, Russell. An easy conversion, and Frank is out of the inning. 4-3 on the ground out. No runs, 2 hits for the Barnstormers. Lancaster strands 2 more. It's 7 for the night. And at the 7th inning stretch, the score, the High Point Rockers 2 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 1.
There's a new force in town. Know any young baseball fans? Make sure they're a part of the Storm Force Kids Club presented by Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids receive 12 field box tickets. To go with the tickets, the Storm Force members will get a backpack, a t-shirt, an invitation to Silo's birthday party, and a chance to meet Barnstormer players over a bowl of ice cream, plus a lot more. What's better than that? Sign up at LancasterBarnstormers.com or stop by the stadium to get those kids involved.
Picking one thing over the other can be hard.
Toast or avocado toast?
Ooh, 4 or 5-inch heels.
But with pick games from the Pennsylvania Lottery, drawn twice daily, picking's as easy as 2, 3, 4, or 5. Plus, add Wild Ball to any pick game for even more chances to win. It's simple.
Hey, what'll it be? Give me a pick 2, please. Oh, and add Wild Ball. I'm feeling pretty lucky.
Play pick games today from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, wide we found. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, wide we found. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America.
Well, that was wonderfully done and maybe worth the price of admission itself tonight here at BB&T Point, a rendition of God Bless America during the 7th inning stretch. If you're to some degree a baseball purist, maybe a little bit too long, but it is Independence Day. It's the 4th of July, so you can ride with it. And we go now to the bottom of the 7th inning. Alejandro Chacin taking over on the hill for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Kyle Davies gives Lancaster his 8th quality start of the season, but he now is falling into Buddy Bauman territory. He just can't seem to buy a win. Bauman has lost 7 straight decisions, and unless the Barnstormers can rally over the last couple of innings tonight, Davies will lose his 4th in a row. He gives up 6 hits, 2 runs in 6 innings with 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He threw a wild pitch, and check that, he didn't walk anybody. I had prematurely marked down the walk on Richie Schaefer, having gone with the outfield board instead of my own fingertips. So Chacin takes over for the bottom of the 7th. They'll face Hector Gomez, Michael Russell, and then Matt Jones, all right-handed hitters. The Barnstormers built the 2-out threat in the top of the inning. Michael Martinez rounding out the second base to close things out. Trevor Frank out of danger there. Lancaster with Gamache, Gindel, and Terdoslavich doing the eighth, and I would imagine they'll be facing Maldonado. No longer is he warming up in the bullpen, but I think it's just a temporary break. Hector Gomez will lead off here. He is 0 for 2 on fly balls. He faces the right-hander Chacin, 6-footer from Maracay, Venezuela. Alejandro 1-0 with a 4.33 earned run average. Pitched a shutout inning here 2 nights ago. First pitch strike in on Gomez. It's 0-1. This has been an exciting series, especially considering what is on the line for the host High Point Rockers. And we've had very nice crowds here the last couple of nights. 3,104 was the crowd last night. Tonight's is larger. This is probably the biggest they've had here since the stadium opener, and it may even top that. They announced an even 5,000 that evening, which would be capacity here. Liner foul down toward the Lancaster bullpen. The count on Gomez, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been a great night for these folks here in High Point, and hopefully there are many more to come. 1-2, bouncing ball, foul. Nice play in the coach's box for Jamie Keefe. He was an infielder in his playing days. And from Rochester, New Hampshire is Keefe. Big hockey fan. Haven't discussed it, but I would imagine the Bruins. 1-2. Fastball outside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gomez. The Barnstormers have had a very frustrating first half. A right-handed bat and the return of Melvin Mercedes, I think, very much needed. Smashed up the middle. Chacin couldn't get it. Gamache couldn't get it. Gomez on with a leadoff single here in the 7th inning. Base hit number 7 for the High Point Rockers. Michael Russell will come to the plate. Russell is 0 for 2. He is grounded to short, and he has gone down swinging. Lancaster has beaten the Rockers only twice. The Barnstormers against the Liberty division overall, as Russell shows bunt, throw down to first base. Back in with a dive is Gomez. The pitch taken outside for a ball, 1-0. Lancaster is only 11-28 against the Liberty division this year. And the only ball club against whom the Barnstormers have a winning record is Southern Maryland. Russell again displays bunt. He takes ball 2 off the plate. Warren looks for another throw to first base, but this time the opportunity does not present itself. 2 balls, no strikes on Michael Russell. The leadoff man is on here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Barnstormers out of the dugout had asked to double check the count. Now ball 3 is high and inside. It is 3-0 with Jones waiting on deck. A strike taken by Russell, about knee level. It is 3-1. Chacin hoping to bounce back here and get a ground ball for a double play. 3-1. There's a chopper. Martinez goes to Gamache. That's 1. Back to first. Is not quite in time to double up Russell. The ball hit too slowly. The hops were too high. Gomez is out 6-4. Russell replaces him at first. And Matt Jones, the catcher, will step in. Jones reached on an infield single back in the 5th inning.
Number 17, Matt Jones.
Gamache had gotten a glove on it up the middle. One out, Russell a base runner. Chassin fires the first. Russell jumps back in. Maldonado again tuning up in the High Point bullpen. We're likely to see him in the top of the 8th. Chassin trying to get the game there as a one-run contest. He is low for a ball, 1-0 on Jones. Stephen Cardullo, the right fielder, waits on deck. For a strike, it is 1-1. Lancaster has not been able to find a winning formula. I still think a part of it is a powerful right-handed bat. And I've said it since the outset of the year. Throw to first base, and it's a bad one from Chassin. This gets well away. Russell is around second and pulls up there as the ball is finally recovered off the barrier. An error charged to Chassin moves a runner into scoring position. Lancaster caught a similar break back in the 5th inning. Josh Bell advancing to second. And Lancaster could not score the run. Chassin will try to prevent the Rockers from bringing this man home as we hit bursts of fireworks from other parts of the High Point area. One particular display out toward left field. Swing and a miss. That is the second strike on Jones. Chassin with his assortment of breaking balls. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Russell, a runner in scoring position. 1 out in the inning. They have more fireworks scheduled for the ballpark tonight. Nice show a night ago. Outside, 2-2. And they invite the fans here down onto the field. The fireworks here at High Point are shot off arguably a couple blocks away from the stadium. I didn't know exactly where they were launched. 2 balls, 2 strikes with Russell at second, 1 out. Chassin works out of the set, glances a couple of times back toward Russell. Time called at the plate. And in Chassin's mind, belatedly, he fired anyhow. You would simply have to believe the Barnstormers cannot afford to give up anything else. Chassin to the plate, and it dips just low. Jones with a chance at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Michael Russell leading from second base. It is 2-1. Lancaster led 1-0 until the leadoff home run by Richie Schaefer in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 4, high and outside. Adds a second base runner for Cardullo. First walk given up by a Lancaster pitcher in the game. The positive side is it does set up a double play. And Cardullo does not seem to be running well. He had guards that looked like on his shins earlier tonight. No longer are they seen. Russell at second. Jones the runner at first. The Chassin offering high and outside. Ball 1, no strikes to Cardullo. High Point is sandwiched in between rain showers that do not appear to be moving. Looks like we'll be all right. Down and in. Chassin has lost the plate. He trails Cardullo 2-0. And if you've noticed Ross's hair getting grayer as this season has gone by, well, the unpredictability of his relievers may have something to do with it. Chassin delivers 2-0. Fastball met and fouled away. 2 balls and a strike. 2 nights ago, Chassin came in and on 10 pitches, got 2 ground outs and a strikeout. He was through the 7th inning with a hold, his 4th of the year. Tonight he has struggled. A single, a walk, a throwing error. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Cardullo skies it toward right center field. Terdoslavich and Torrance get together. Terdoslavich with the grab. That is out number 2. A fresh count, a fresh at bat with Miles Schroeder stepping in. Now a 2 away. Schroeder is 0 for 3. Chassin able to bounce back from the early 2-0 count to retire Cardullo, who just has not been the same in this series. Schroeder will step in at 0 for 3. Chassin can get him. The Barnstormers will get a look at Baldonado, trying to solve the third left-hander they'll see tonight. Topper foul by Schroeder. Chassin ahead 0-1. 10 pitches 2 nights ago. Alejandro tonight has thrown 23 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning in a 2-1 ball game. A 1 pitch delivered low. Ball 1 and strike 1 here to Schroeder. Russell and Jones are the runners. Runners take off. The pitch is outside. Morin can't get off a throw. It's a double steal. Russell with his second. Jones is first.
Don't be like the Barnstormers. Protect your valuable identity using the New Progressive Identity Theft Protection.
2 balls, 1 strike. The count on Miles Schroeder. On deck is Tyler Ledendorf. The Barnstormers may want to be careful with Schroeder here. Left-hander has begun to throw in the Barnstormers bullpen. The delivery slugged foul down the right field line and not far from my previous quarters. 2-2. Russell at third now, Jones at second. And the pitch. Schroeder takes strike 3 on the inside corner. Not thrilled with Benny Pigg's call. Chassin is out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error. 2 are stranded by the Rockers. We're headed to the 8th inning of baseball tonight. It is High Point 2 and Lancaster 1.
Don't strike out when in need of new appliances for your home. Come to Gockenauer's in East Petersburg and see what buying from a hometown dealer is all about. We offer the best brands at the best prices, plus deliver, install, and service everything we sell. Don't get burned by another chain store taking your money and then going out of business. Come to the place who has been helping Lancaster County for 70 years. Your hometown dealer, making the best brands better. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
I am informed by Joey Greer, who is still down in right field, that line drive off the bat of Miles Schroeder wasn't just near my previous location. It's right at it. I would have taken that off the coconut. That was ripped out there. It would have been on me in no time at all. It hit the plexiglass window in front of Joey, and it would have been right at me. Here's Dan Gamache leading off the 8th inning against Alberto Baldonado. Gamache 1 for 2, and he's driven in the Barnstormers run tonight with a sac fly. He lifts a foul ball here off a Baldonado fastball. It is 0-1. High Point continues to lead 2-1. Barnstormers getting a terrific start tonight from Kyle Davies. Some of these Lancaster starters have to be wondering exactly what they need to do. The offense has just not gone away entirely, but they're having a hard time picking up more than 1 or 2 runs in a game. Fouled away by Gamache. Baldonado has him at 0-2. Dylan Ternaslovich following here in the 8th inning. Here is the delivery. Gamache rolls it on the right side. Russell, from playing back so far, able to make the play and throw him out, 1 away. Gamache with a ground ball that was through the infield so-called dirt without being touched, but Russell starts virtually every play 4 or 5 steps back. As we look out, that I believe is now Leidendorf at second base, and Giovanni Alfonso, I think, is at shortstop. We'll have to double check. 1 out. Here is Gendel 0 for 2 with a walk. Baldonado has a breaking ball slip. It is ball 1 and no strikes. 2-1 High Point. Gendel again gets a pitch way upstairs. 2 balls and nothing to Caleb. Fastball is wide for a 3-0 count. Everybody stepping into the batter's box represents the tying run for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Here's the 3-0. Strike taken by Gendel. He went to shed the bat, but he'll have to face at least 1 more from the left-hander. Stormers have seen a lot of these left-handers the last couple of weeks. Gendel swings and misses. Baldonado has battled back to 3-2. And they still have Brian Clark back, and he may be the best of the quartet. Baldonado works 3-2. Gendel fouls it to the screen, and he'll stay in. 3-2 and holding. Series against York coming up 7 o'clock tomorrow, 6:30 with fireworks on Saturday, 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon, heading into the All-Star break. Payoff, Gendel with a bouncer toward the second baseman. Throw to first, Gendel retired, 2 up and 2 down. Here in the 8th inning, Ternaslovich will step in. That is indeed Leidendorf now at second, and Alfonso has taken over at shortstop. Russell out of the game. The offering to Ternaslovich is a fastball below the knees, 1-0. Go singled back in the 6th inning. He is 1 out of 3 tonight. The wind has settled back down. It's not as favorable as it was 3 or 4 innings ago. Ternaslovich looks at ball 2 outside, 2-0. You may see Joe let one fly here. Applin waits on deck. Lockers 2, Barnstormers 1, top of the 8th inning. Only 4 hits for the Barnstormers on the night. The delivery reaches the outside corner. The strike is taken. It is 2-1 on Joe Ternaslovich. Fastball is low. And another Barnstormer has the advantage in the count this inning. Gindel was at 3-0. Now Terdoslavich at 3 balls and 1 strike. Club leader in home runs with a dozen. Baldonado will go to work. Terdoslavich gets underneath. The fly ball to left center field. It will not travel. The center fielder can't find it. It bounces away from Schroeder, and Terdoslavich ends up at second with a double. It got lost against the background of the twilight sky. And the Barnstormers catch a break and have the tying run in scoring position. Schroeder lost it after it got up there. He was in the ballpark. He saw it off the bat. The left fielder, Quincy Lattimore, couldn't get over there quite fast enough to help him out. Lancaster will make a change on the fly. Zach Schenk will run for Terdoslavich at second base. Here in the 8th inning, Andrew Applin coming to the plate. Applin has struck out twice and fly to left. 2-1 in favor of the Rockers. The Barnstormers with the tying run in scoring position. The pitch to Applin is low, and a good stop made by Jones. Ball 1, no strikes. Terdoslavich collects his 13th double of the year. That was, or should have been, a routine play toward left center field. Schroeder appeared to be there and then peeled out. The ball fell in and almost bounced away from the outfielders. 1-0 pitch. Applin with a big swing and a miss. The count goes to 1-1. Just 4 outs left of the Barnstormers here tonight. That is hopped back to the mound. Easy play for Baldonado. He gets Applin, and the tying run is frozen in scoring position. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning, 2-1.
Rockers fans, it's time for a special toss. It's not only t-shirts, we've got t-shirt and hat.
Two to one, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Barnstormers bring Scott Schumann on in relief. Scott with a 1-2-3 inning here on Tuesday, picking up his first hold of the year. If you just take that start off of Schumann's numbers for the year and just look at what he's done out of the bullpen, he's largely been the same old Scott Schumann. He hasn't quite thrown like it. But I talked to Schumann after the game Tuesday night. He struck out via Sergi Rosa that night with a fastball that looked like the Scott Schumann we know. And he said that was the first pitch where he really felt comfortable getting completely over the top and exploding it. So we look for more of that here tonight. He's facing Tyler Ladendorf, the now second baseman. Leading off here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Lancaster with Hobson, Bell, and Morin scheduled in the 9th. First offering to Leidendorf is popped up to shallow left field. On for it comes Applin, calling off Martinez. Andrew with the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Quincy Lattimore will step in. Lattimore 2 for 3. He scored the go-ahead run back in the 6th inning.
Quincy Lattimore.
It is a right-hander now warming up in the bullpen for the Rockers, which to some degree surprises me. I was expecting to see Brian Clark. They have already used Trevor Frank, generally their closer. First pitch from Schumann to Lattimore is popped up and may stay in play for once. Parker Morin is there. Morin with the catch. You can't be more efficient than Schumann here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 pitches, 2 outs. And here's a rematch against Villasergi Rosa. Rosa robbed up the middle by Martinez in the 2nd inning. But in the 6th, he got his revenge with a go-ahead double down the right field line. Hit off of Kyle Davies toward the end of Davies' work here tonight. Schumann fires outside for a ball, 1-0 to Rosa. The bottom of the batting order will need to come through for the Barnstormers in the 9th inning. Ross Peoples still has available pinch runners. High pop fly here. Devon Torrance coming on, and he and Shank almost collided out in right center field. The play was made, and I'm not sure which one of them is taking the ball back into the dugout. They had a brush out there in right center field, but a 4-pitch, 3-out inning for Scott Schumann. We're going to the 9th with the bottom 3 in the batting order due. We'll get there right after this.
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team too, through training, preparing, and working together like a team. When an emergency occurs, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. Maybe it's time you stepped up to bat and offered to hit a home run for your community. Go to becomeafirefighter.org and sign up. You won't regret taking a swing for the fences. Join the fire service team.
The constant energy, the tight turns and bustle of the city. Some survive it, others were made to conquer it. The first ever Lexus UX and UX F-Sport crossovers, crafted for the new frontier. UX, starting at $32,000. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
MSRP excludes delivery, processing, and handling fee of $1,025, which may be subject to change at any time. Excludes taxes, title, license, and optional equipment. Dealer price will vary.
Little bit of a role reversal tonight for the High Point Rockers as they go to Ryan Kelly for the 9th inning. Kelly has generally been setting up Trevor Frank, but tonight it's the other way around. Kelly was the closer for the Somerset Patriots last year. Ryan Kelly from Hilton Head Island and Bluffton, South Carolina, area I know fairly well, family down that way. Pitched for the Atlanta Braves at the major league level. 31 years of age, is 6'2", and listed at 180. Casey Hobson to start off against him. Hobson is 0 for 3 on the night. Josh Bell on deck. Hobson with a swing and a miss. He goes down at 0-1. The Barnstormers have managed 5 hits, including a pair of fluke doubles over the last 2 innings. But Lancaster hasn't been able to bring anything home since the Gamache sacrifice fly drove in Torrance in the first inning. No balls, 1 strike here to Hobson. Swing and a miss. Kelly has him at 0-2. The High Point bullpen, except for Frank here in the series opener, has been brilliant. And certainly tonight has been no exception. Kelly is the 5th reliever used by Jamie Keefe. Hobson pulls a sharp grounder foul down the first base side. And we will continue with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Kelly is 0-0. This is his first save opportunity. He's thrown just 2 2/3 innings. Has allowed 1 hit. No balls and 2 strikes to Hobson. Pinch runners are available. The pitch, popped up foul out of play as Hobson continues to fight here. 2-1 Rockers in the top half of the 9th inning. The Barnstormers have won twice this year when they have trailed going into the final inning of regulation. But this club is just 6-14 in 1-run games. Still 0-2. Kelly to Hobson. Swing and a miss. KC got a breaking ball and strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. That is a total of 7 for High Point. Josh Bell steps in. Bell has walked twice and fouled out the first base. High Point, amazingly, is only 5-13 in 1-run games. But that would make sense because they've got the best run differential in the league. The Bell, fastball is upstairs. Ball 1, no strikes. I have to think that at least 1 pitch here, Bell is going to try and get all over it to right field. He had a game-tying ground rule double here on Monday. The 1-0 is below the knees. Bell gains the advantage 2-0 with Morin waiting on deck. Two outs left of the Barnstormers tonight, and the long bus ride back north still ahead. 2-0 to JB. The pitch, swing and a towering fly ball, but he got underneath it way too much. The right fielder Cardula will camp underneath and make the catch for the 2nd out. It leaves the ball game up to Parker Morin. Parker 1 out of 3.
The catcher, number 8, Parker Morin.
Morin stepping in. Kelly trying to pick up his first High Point Rockers save, keep his team in the race. Morin looks at a dandy of a breaking ball onto the inside corner. Strike 1 call. Devon Torrance on deck. Morin swings and misses, and very quickly it's 0-2. Lancaster has pitched well and fielded well tonight. The offense just has not been there since Monday in this series. The last 3 nights The High Point pitching staff has largely corralled the Lancaster attack. Down to the final strike. It is 0-2 to Morin. He'll take a break and back away. Monstrous crowd tonight here at BB&T Point. Watching the host Rockers on the verge of win number 40. Somerset is in here next. It'll be the first visit for the Patriots to this facility. Here's the 0-2. It's bounced. Ball 1 to Parker Morin. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 9th inning. The Barnstormers hitless with runners in scoring position tonight. And Lancaster has not been without chances. 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. 1-2. Morin swings and misses at the breaking ball. The Rockers take this one by 1. Lancaster 1-3 in this series. The Barnstormers fall to 23-42 on the 2019 season. We'll be back with the line totals on tonight's game in just a moment. The final score, the High Point Rockers 2 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 1.
Remove the wrong piece and the whole structure might fall apart. No, I'm not talking about the Barnstormers lineup. I'm talking about the life-size Jenga game that is part of the Subaru outdoor experience down the right field line at Clipper Magazine Stadium. There's ping pong, huge dice to roll, and more. Trivia contests take place before every Saturday home game. Group bookings are available, so enjoy the games while at the game and come to the Subaru outdoor experience just below the Broken Bat deck.
Hi, this is Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Make your plans today to visit Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Reconnect with your memories of the game and make new memories with your family. Check out baseballhall.org today for more information.
Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there, Joe.
National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, preserving history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations.
Waiting on the box score to be finalized tonight, but we can tell you this. The High Point Rockers victorious 2-1 on 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Rockers left 6. And for the Barnstormers, a run on 5 hits with 1 error, 8 men left on base. Chase Hutchinson picking the win. He was the man who threw the scoreless top half of the 6th inning, becoming the pitcher of record. He is 3-1. Kyle Davies with the quality start is 8th. But he absorbs the loss and falls to 4-6. Richie Schaefer with the lone home run of the ball game tonight, his 14th of the season. That came leading off the 5th inning. 2 hours, 39 minutes, give or take, was the time of our ball game. The one thing we do not have at this point is the attendance here at BB&T Point for the evening's game, but suffice to say, it's up around the 5,000 they had here for their stadium opener back on the 2nd of May, or the 3rd of May, I guess it was. The Barnstormers fall in this one 2-1. We'll be back with the wrap-up show coming your way next here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Like craft beers? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right. Celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries and product from a local winery. Food is sold off a pub-style menu. And new for 2019, there will be a trivia contest every Saturday evening beginning at 5, hosted by Cheaters Never Prosper. So get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with the Barnstormers game.
Tuxedo Tour and Travel. If you want to be there, we'll get you there. New York, Washington, D.C. We service all casinos, day trips, or multi-day excursions. Lebanon's #1 tour bus company, providing monthly casino trips. Sands of Bethlehem, Resort of Atlantic City, Mohegan Sun of Pocono Downs. Go to www.tuxedotour.com or give us a call, 717-269-3124.
Lancaster drops a 2-1 decision tonight at BB&T Point in High Point, North Carolina. The Barnstormers win the opener of this series back on Monday night and then drop a couple of close ones and the 6-2 decision last night that was close into the bottom half of the 6th inning. Tonight, the Barnstormers struck early. Devon Torrance put into the leadoff role for the first time by manager Ross Peoples, getting the opportunity to play center. Started the evening with a 5-pitch walk against Seth Simmons. He probably stole second base, went to third on a deep fly ball to right by Michael Martinez, and scored on a fly ball to center by Dan Camash. The Barnstormers with the 1-0 lead, but never scored again. Kyle Davies kept High Point off the board through the first 4 innings, but Richie Schaefer at the most opportune of moments hit a towering fly ball to left field, leading off in the 5th. That was at that time, just about at that time, the wind, which started to really kick up its heels here, was at its peak. And he got a little bit of a ride on the breeze. Not that Schaefer generally needs one. That home run tied the ball game at 1. In the 6th inning with 2 outs, Quincy Lattimore lined a base hit into left center, stole second, and came across when the Sergi Rosa doubled down the right field line for the 2-1 lead. The Barnstormers never could counter. They got some breaks in the late innings. In the 7th with 2 outs and Parker Morin aboard on a single up the middle. Devon Torrance hit a blooper out to right. Michael Russell tore over, tried to make a diving catch out there and lost the handle of the ball. It was a double for Torrance, runners at second and third. Martinez grounded out in the 8th inning. Joe Terdoslovich's fly ball to left center field got lost in the twilight sky. He reached on the 2-out double, but Andrew Applin bounced right back to Alberto Baldonado at the hill to end that threat. The Barnstormers went down 1-2-3 against Ryan Kelly in the top half of the 9th, and that was all she wrote. Nice night for the Barnstormers pitching staff. 7 hits and 1 walk allowed. Davies again, though, loses for the 4th straight time and drops to 4 and 6 on the year. The Sugarland Skeeters trail the Long Island Ducks 3-1. They have gone to the 9th inning at Bethpage Ballpark. York was rained out tonight at Southern Maryland. So it looks like that magic number for Sugarland will remain 2. York could still be alive. They will be alive at the start of the series. They could still be alive at the end of the series. And the York-Southern Maryland game might need to be made up and determine the first half title. York and Sugarland may not know for a while. Elsewhere, New Britain and Somerset. New Britain has an 8-5 lead. Play is in the bottom half of the 8th, and that would dent the Somerset Patriots' plans for the first half. Somerset coming in here for the next 2, following 5 games in 4 days at New Britain, and the Patriots will be coming down here on basically a 12-hour or more overnight bus ride. So things are not looking all that great right now for Brett Jody's ball club. Wally Beckman and the Long Island Ducks in the lead. High Point may now have the best opportunity to catch the front-running Long Island Ducks. In the major leagues, Cleveland defeated Kansas City today 8-4. The Chicago Cubs slugged the Pittsburgh Pirates 11-3 this afternoon. Oakland knocked off Minnesota 7-2. St. Louis won better than Seattle at 5-4. In the bottom of the 10th tonight, the Yankees with an 8-4 lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. A 4 spot obviously in the top of the 10th, maybe more for the Yankees. Washington over Miami 5-2 the final. The Reds trimmed the Brewers 1-0. In the opener of a doubleheader, the Detroit Tigers beat up on the Chicago White Sox. It was 11-5 was the score. I thought that was the opener of a doubleheader. Can't find the second game. Boston leads Toronto 7-6. They're only in the top of the 6th inning at the Rogers Center. The Braves have hit 4 home runs tonight, leading the Phillies 9-4 in the top of the 5th inning. Texas up 3-2 over the LA Angels in the top half of the 4th. The Padres and the Dodgers just underway out at Chavez Ravine. The Lancaster Barnstormers come down to North Carolina, and this time they go 1-3, only 1-6 in this ballpark for the Lancaster Barnstormers here in 2019. Close in every game this series. Tonight they fall by a final score of 2-1, the host High Point Rockers. That's the story from here. We'll be coming your way from Clipper Magazine Stadium tomorrow night. The Barnstormers return home to take on the York Revolution, and Lancaster looking to thwart York, trying to pull out with the last-ditch effort the first half in the Freedom Division. York will be 2 behind Sugar Land in the loss column. The Skeeters will be up in New Britain for the final 2 games of their first half, which ends, by the way, on Saturday. And York will be at Clipper Magazine Stadium. The only way for York to clinch this weekend would be a sweep of the Barnstormers and Sugar Land to drop both games at New Britain Stadium. The magic number 5 for the York Revolution. It is 2 for the Sugar Land Skeeters. So there's a lot of drama still to come in both divisions here in the Atlantic League. The Barnstormers look to play spoilers to the York Revolution over the weekend. Join us tomorrow night, 6:45, here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel. We'll rejoin the folks from Blue Ridge 11 on Sunday for the finale of the first half. Starting pitchers tomorrow night, Jared Lakin for Lancaster, Mitch Atkins will be going for the Revs. So join us tomorrow night. Until then, for my assistant Joey Greer, for all the cast and crew at Clipper Magazine Stadium, I'm Dave Collins. Once again, happy what's left of your 4th of July, everybody. And tomorrow night, we'll see you at the ballpark.